This is session 22, first session of the new year. Very exciting. And yeah, with that, Meg, take it away with the recap.
Okay. Previously on the Volunteers Planar Guide campaign, at Shinzo's request, after everything crazy that happened at Commitment Night, and he's finding craziness happening in the medical tent, Hayes ran off to find Lieutenant Reichmere, as a volunteer was undergoing some kind of planar corruption. Branches of a tree were seemingly growing from within them. After a while, Hayes was able to track him down, and he seemed very alarmed with what was going on. Oopsies. Sorry, I realized that I was switching back and forth between tenses, so I'm gonna try and make sure that I am literate here. Stuck waiting outside of the tent, Hayes, Teddy, and Xanthi tried to talk to Commander Hawthorne, offering their skills to aid in whatever was going on inside, but they were told that everything was being taken care of. Desperate to know what was happening, Teddy transformed into a little spider and crept inside of the tent. He saw a figure covered in a sheet and blood soaking the ground beneath. It seemed that Lieutenant Reichmere was too late or unable to aid the student or the volunteer, and was currently talking to Shinzo, asking him whether or not he was helping the victim with bare hands, and Shinzo was. Reichmere admitted that they didn't know if planar corruption was transmissible through touch, and decided to quarantine Shinzo until they knew it was safe. Teddy left and filled in the others on what he saw and heard, and then meeting up with Marigold, the party decided to go and look at the vault that Xanthi and Yenros overheard Lydia talking about. Teddy asked Jaden if he wanted to come with, and said that he wanted to explain everything sometime, but right then wasn't a good time, and Jaden was like, I'm actually chill, hanging out here. We're good, bro. And encouraged them to go and do what they needed to do, but Yenros came with them. The party tried to be all sneaky, but they were all quickly spotted by Lydia, except for Marigold, who was invisible. And Lydia was there, having returned to the scene of the explosion. Teddy attempted to cover it up by saying that they couldn't find Marigold, but the lieutenant wasn't having it. Xanthi tried to push back against Lydia's attempt to send them off, and bought some time for Marigold to do some thought digging on the mage that was poking around and examining debris. She was able to pick up that the mage was grumbling about how this never would have happened if the Maru Society had been given the artifact to begin with, and some additional musings about the wards being less effective than usual. Lydia also got pretty fed up with us and was like, alright, we're getting out of here, go to my office, and it was scary. She shared that the device was some kind of power source or power bank, and it was found south of Old Haven, presumably where the Twilight Crew had their one-shot, but that's just me saying that. She didn't know anything else about it, and was encouraging them to explore untraditional ways of gathering info if they were going to continue to investigate. After leaving her office, the party met back up with Yenros, who wasn't there in the office with them, but he claimed to have seen a device like that before in Comfort, where he's from. The devices supposedly help to keep their agriculture maintained and stable, but on a much larger scale than the other one that we saw, which was about that big in my brain. I don't know if that's accurate. Marigold, having done enough espionage for the night, elected to take Xarrues home, and the two enjoyed a very pleasant walk back. Xarrues admitted that such a large event was a bit overwhelming, but that he enjoyed getting out of the house, and after dropping him off at his home, Marigold took a swim. She was feeling bad for not being very helpful in the combat, and wanted to try and connect with Eider, and she felt a shadowy presence from something other than her own magic. The next day brought an exam, and everyone passed. While at the schoolhouse, the party overheard a commotion by the job board and went to investigate. A 4-foot-tall owl was sitting on top of the job board. Teddy cast Speak with Animals to chat with her, and she shared that she was sent by Gharrugnoosh Salehi to tell Teddy that her boss was back in town. Teddy, having entered a trance-like state, promptly collapsed to the ground, the conversation unheard by everyone else. Feeling a bit embarrassed, Teddy asked the rest of the party if they'd like to accompany him to meet his new potential mentor, and they agreed and prepared to go, grabbing a job posting for the road, a call for help with some malfunctioning pelts, the other agricultural things that they use to minimize planar merges, and traveled off to Three Gardens toward Little Comfort. And then knocking on the door, a tall man with bird-like features answered, introducing himself and letting them in, and that is where we will start. Sorry, that was a long one. We just covered a lot of stuff last session.
Yeah.
Woo!
Awesome.
There we go.
So yeah, Meg, take your savvy point for the recap. I'm gonna fix my hair. Yeah, and like you said, a lot was covered last session. And also, it's been a little bit since we played, so we are jumping right back in to kind of this meet and greet. But before we do that, any questions, comments, concerns from the group involved here before we jump back in? All right, cool. Then yeah, with that, we will jump into the session. As we pick up, I'll kind of reiterate what exactly you all saw as you walked up to the kind of villa that is known to be the abode of one Gharrugnoosh Salehi, prompted by Ib, the giant owl-like creature. Definitely not a regular owl, but yes, as you approached, it's probably a little around midday on Saturday. You had just finished your exams and headed straight there, basically. And you see as you kind of knocked on the door, after a few moments, the door swung open, and you saw a man nearly 8 feet tall, towering next to the door to the villa courtyard. You saw that he has deeply tanned skin and kind of a well-maintained goatee, long, silky black hair that reaches down to nearly his hips. However, he doesn't appear to be human or fully human, as kind of tufts of feathers sprout from where his ears would be, and large golden eyes sit at the center of his face. His arms are also similarly kind of feathered, and you can just see beneath the deep green kimono-like robe that he has kind of talons instead of feet. And as this door swings open, you see that kind of he greets you all, looking over all of you. He's like, welcome to Little Comfort. I heard that you would be arriving from Ib, and you look over and see that the large owl-like creature is currently just kind of like awkwardly walking, as like birds attempt to walk, because that is not the easiest for them to do. Flying is much easier. Is kind of walking in the courtyard, trying to find a place to kind of settle as you all approach.
Hello, yes, we received your message. My name is Teddy Lockhart. It's very nice to meet you.
Teddy, yes. Please, well, you and your companions are welcome in my home. And you see he kind of steps aside to let you all into this kind of center courtyard area. You see that the outside is a traditional kind of walled house, very much in the style of Comfort, with these pale white walls and a lot of wooden accents. You see that there, in this kind of center courtyard, there's kind of these meandering paths around a small pond, and a large square filled with sand, having been combed into these almost spiral-like patterns. You see now that Ib is kind of walking over to where that sand is, and seems to be continuing, like, with a talon to draw some more spiral-like patterns into the kind of Zen garden-like, almost. Seemingly, like, not ignoring, but not paying super close mind to all of you. And as kind of Gharrugnoosh steps to the side to let you all in, He kind of holds out his arm and gestures towards kind of a pathway that you can see leads to kind of a sliding screen door. And as he closes the door behind you and leads you there, you see kind of a comfortably pleasant room, a low table surrounded by cushions is positioned near kind of the open doorway. You see there's a delicate tea set sitting on the table, and he motions for all of you to sit and kind of perches at one far end of the table, letting you all kind of settle where you see fit.
Looking around his house, I know him to be a druid, obviously, but also he has the title of gentleman druid.
Yeah.
Are there any crests or any kind of indicators of any family lineage or anything that Teddy would clock or be aware of?
Yeah, give me a perception check. We'll start with that. First roll the new year perception check.
Wow, I hope I don't beat it. A 9.
A 9. So yeah, looking around, you can see that this room is kind of sectioned off really from the rest of the house. It's got a lot of the kind of thin wooden kind of paper walls that are common in a lot of traditional Japanese style houses, and so this room seems pleasantly decorated, nicely decorated, but there's not a lot of personal things in here to tell, other than kind of the way he carries himself, and that you're not sure if it's just because maybe he's a powerful druid or because he's, nobility. Unsure. But yeah, as you're kind of looking around, is anyone doing anything else? Anyone else looking around, making conclusions, or just kind of letting Teddy go for it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Xanthi is probably just full on, not subtle, just rubbernecking, looking around the room and trying to just not looking for anything in particular. I think just
taking it in.
It's a new place. Seems interesting looking guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Marigold, anything from you, or are you just following along?
Yeah, no, I think she just has a seat after it's offered and is kind of excited to get tea. I don't know, that just sounds nice. I think she's just here for the ride and will take tea if it's offered.
Yep. As you kind of all sit, you see that Gharrugnoosh is pouring out the tea, very, methodical kind of in his movements, and offers it to all of you before taking a cup for himself. It looks, quite frankly, ridiculous in his hand. It is a regular sized teacup, and it is minuscule, and also you can see now as he's holding it, his fingers are slightly longer than a human's fingers would be, much closer to talon not quite as noticeable as the feet, but definitely some uncanny valley vibes, and you can tell even sitting down he is extremely tall, but as he kind of brings the tea up and kind of starts to drink some, he kind of looks around at all of you and is well, I thank you for joining me today. What are all of your names, if I may ask?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I'm Xanthi. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for tea.
Of course.
I'm Marigold. You have a lovely house.
Thank you.
thank you for having us. I'm Hayes Osman.
Hayes. Well, I guess it would be proper to introduce myself fully, though I do believe you may know at least my name from your companion here. My name is Gharrugnoosh Salehi. I do apologize. He kind of turns more to you, Teddy. I do apologize. I saw that the note you left was from several months ago, I do believe. So I've only recently gotten back into town. Otherwise, I would have, of course, reached out sooner.
It really is no trouble. If I may ask, where were you traveling?
Well, I often spend much of the winter and spring deep in the Valmir forest. It is hard for me to stay in one place for very long, but I have found that the summer's the easiest time for me to be around civilization. So I come back to Little Comfort every summer, and then I like to wander as the fall arrives. What is it that
Sounds wonderful.
brings you to my abode? You had, I believe, mentioned perhaps a mutual acquaintance of ours.
Yes, I came to join the latest cohort of volunteers, and before I left, my previous mentor, Zalira, gave me your name and said that you may be able to aid me in continuing my study of the craft.
I see. What circle is it that you follow?
In my mind, I don't know if Zalira was technical about anything at all.
He's gonna be like, oh boy, he's got no idea.
So I think he's gonna kind of pause for a moment before he looking at my spells and my things. I think he is going to cast Shillelagh on his quarterstaff, and the moss kind of puffs up a little more, and I think he focuses really hard, and a couple of like tiny little mushrooms kind of beep, 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 up the end and up the top. Is this anything to you?
Yes, I have seen others of this circle in my travels. It is not my specialty. Often, one would say, circle of spores has been used in perhaps more academic settings. But I do find it interesting that Zalira would have sent you here for training if we are not of the same circle. I can see perhaps I could help with some of the more basics of the druidic craft, but Zalira is also no stranger to them, and I assume has passed on much of what she knows. And you see, at this moment, like kind of a shadow comes over the kind of front door area as you see Ib has like hopped up onto the deck, kind of landing in a bit of a flutter, and then kind of makes direct eye contact with Gharrugnoosh, and you all see his eyes kind of like glaze over a little bit, as if he is somewhere far, far away and not here right now. And it lasts for probably a good 30 seconds or so before Gharrugnoosh kind of comes back and is like, interesting. Well, I actually do not think that Zalira sent you here for perhaps druidic guidance, but something else. Something perhaps we have in common with our bloodlines.
Oh. I see.
And you see that Ib kind of turns to you, Teddy, and really does an owl head turn, and as she does that, Garrett kind of laughs a little bit and is like, I assume you do not know what I am speaking of by your reaction.
I have a guess.
Please.
He's gonna kind of look over to his companions oh, I don't know, a little sheepish, I think. He's going to take a quick sip of his tea. In the last few weeks, I've learned that maybe I'm not quite who I thought I was. I can do things that I don't think my other family members can do. I can see in ways that presumably they could not, and while I can heal as a result of it, I can also harm quite a bit. It doesn't seem to be directly related to the craft, as I feel that Zalira probably would have mentioned that as a condition, I suppose, but I don't know what to do with it or how to rein it in, I suppose.
Have you heard of anything called, it has many names, but ones that are god-blooded?
What do you have?
You can roll me a I don't think this is religion. I think this is a history. Yeah, we'll let you do your history boy.
You know me.
You and your books.
Theory.
Nerd.
Okay. 12.
12. An average history roll, but unfortunately not one that is high enough to know anything about this.
I can't say that I have. My family wasn't particularly religious. Recent followers of Tamag, but more out of routine than true deification, I suppose.
Well, those who are god-blooded, or Asimar is perhaps the elvish word that many have gone by. It is a unique burden. Our blood is overwhelmed by a spark of the gods. That spark is immovable, unwavering, a truth of their making that isn't our own. And I have a feeling this is what you are currently struggling with. Their divineness and coming to terms with it is something you will have to do.
I see. I'm afraid that I don't know of the gods that have been reclaimed. I mean, I suppose it could be from... scrolling back at my notes. It could be supposedly Des?
You see, he kind of laughs a little bit. And as you say that, you now know the imagery and the iconography that is used often with Des. It is very fey, very owl, and very similar
That's
to
funny.
what you are seeing in front of you now. As you say that, Garrett kind of laughs a little bit. It's just like, unfortunately, I do not think you are my brother, so to say, a cousin for sure, but Ib can see in you, in your veins, a torrent of colors. It's not the same as what she sees in me. She said yours are blood red, fiery orange, and a sickly green. And I can't say that I have any knowledge of who that is, or what god it may be that's in your blood.
I see. If I may be so forward, I don't wish to change the subject entirely, but he's gonna turn to Ib. If you can see threads of divine magic, my friend Xanthi here is a follower of an unclaimed god. Can you tell us more about that?
You see that Ib looks to you, and looks to Xanthi, and then back to you, and then back to Gharrug. And you see his eyes kind of glaze over again. A quick conversation, though, as he comes back and is like, yes. I am only being the mediator for Ib, as unfortunately she can only talk when you are asleep, and it does cause a bit of pain to continually be knocked out and come back. Something that is not an issue for me. I am sorry to say, and he turns to Xanthi. You could see him struggling with, like, it was probably very blunt and not saying something. She said that you all have no spark of the gods in you in the way that we do. It's not in your blood. That doesn't mean you are not connected somehow other. Truly, we are not entirely sure why Ib sees what she does the way she does, but to her, you all are, her words, not mine, pale ghosts with no color. So, you see, he kind of...
She'll still look to Ib and go, no offense taken.
Yeah, you see Ib kind of like, ruffles a little bit and seems happy with the fact that you are not offended, because she doesn't think she said anything offensive. She's stating a fact. You're pale and colorless.
Wow. What else is new?
Wow. Been known. Thank you so much.
Woof.
So, red, orange, and sickly green. Teddy, maybe it's another another god that is currently not reclaimed.
That would be my guess. I'm sifting through what I know of the other gods, and that doesn't really sound like anything that they have going on.
Mhm.
Is there a way to... I don't want to say tap into it more, but a way of connecting with it more?
Have you tried praying?
No.
Maybe you should try praying. It seems to work pretty well for me, so maybe it would help.
It must be.
You see, Garrug lets you all have your kind of conversation. He's just drinking tea very calmly. I was like, well, there's really the only way I know is to, if you so choose, embrace it more. You may find, though, as you do, certain things about you physically might change. And you see he kind of taps the longer fingers on the tea, and is like, it is up to you whether you want to embrace it more. But in my years, I would say it is smarter to try and come to terms with it than to push it away. It will only drive you mad trying to ignore something that is a part of you.
I see. There are parts of it that are easy to embrace. The healing, the lighting the way. Is that not enough?
I think you already know the answer to that.
He goes back to his tea, like, oh no.
Yeah. As he, Gharrugnoosh is kind of sipping tea as well. And you all have now had several kind of drinks of this tea. And you realize that, like, it is a very nice kind of ginger chamomile vibe. Little sleepy time tea vibes.
Just gonna
Knock us out.
A little, enough to be relaxing and calm, but it is like noon and also 75 degrees out, so not exactly going to knock you out in that regard. But you see, as he kind of puts the tea down, is like, well, what else have you noticed so far? Perhaps there are things that you have attributed to the druidic abilities that are actually from your blood, and vice versa.
I think he's just gonna kind of like start, launch into like, okay, so here's what I've learned from like Zalira, here's what I've studied in like books on druidcraft, and just kind of go down like, of the spells I've cast, here's what, the light cantrip obviously will flag as Azamar, the dark vision, healing hands.
Yep.
And I think that at the very end he's gonna that also the I don't even know what it looks like, but it's heavy and seems to extend outward, and I see differently and feel very differently. Hungry. almost.
At that description, yeah, I will say at that, all of you who have seen Teddy like this now realize Teddy doesn't know what he looks like when he is like this.
He has not seen a mirror.
He's not seen a mirror.
Marigold.
I mean, Taze did say at one point the deer thing.
Oh yeah, Marigold
That's true.
did refer to Teddy as the helpful deer person to Taze.
Yeah.
Marigold would say, "Don't worry, Teddy. You look very handsome."
Thank you, Marigold.
Oh, you're welcome.
Do you want to
Not
know?
saying you don't look handsome when you look normal.
Right.
Thank you, Marigold.
You're welcome.
Do you want to know what you look like?
Sure. I'm embracing it. Yes.
Yeah.
He kind of like braces himself.
Like give a description.
Oh, wait. I don't want to hamper the descriptions. If you still want Haze to describe it,
God.
Marigold can also minor illusion.
Yes.
Tag team it.
Wait, that's cool.
Tag team
Tag team.
as
So yeah, as Haze
is
describes
describing.
it, Marigold is gonna use minor illusion to basically create, like, I guess, because minor illusion has like a range of 5 feet, or not a range of 5 feet. Like the thing that she can create is 5 feet, and Teddy is taller. I guess it'll just be like
A top
the
half.
upper half of
Yeah.
Teddy.
It's just like the chest down, and it doesn't look any
It's a little
different.
bust. Oh.
Just kidding.
He looked normal, like, well, not normal. He looked like his human-ish self in his mirror, right? Or did he not look in it?
I think he did look. I can't remember if I actually did that or if we just talked about it in the DMs.
Yeah. I don't think you did.
I don't think he has.
Yeah. So you only have what you've seen in combat.
Interesting.
I think he's looked when he's not been.
Hmm. And then he looks like what he looks like.
Yeah, I think we just talked about it in the DMs.
Mm.
I found it in the DMs, so. Cool.
Yeah, Marigold is the minor illusion to show Teddy what he looks like.
He kind of looks over to Gharrugnoosh and is kind of like,
Yeah, you see, Gharrugnoosh, who's been watching this, is like, well, that is certainly power of being god-blooded, and I could see why you would perhaps think it is Des, but I will have to trust in what Ib says. Unfortunately, that does leave us at the unfortunate crossroad that you will have to continue to delve into more and perhaps see more of these changes. Which is also a good time to point out to everyone that Teddy's green eye never went back to its gold.
his gold eye.
His gold eye never went back to green, and his green eye got greener, got brighter green, like neon, sickly green, one could say, if they wanted to, in addition to what it was.
Yeah.
If one were to like put a name.
If one was gonna,
Or a
I'm
description.
infamously really good with colors, so.
Has he seen that much though? He's looked in a mirror since then.
He has.
Right, okay.
But no
Jaden
one has.
pointed it out to
Jaden
him.
is the only person who pointed it out to him. The rest of you have not pointed it out to Teddy or brought
There's
it
a
up.
lot going on.
Yeah,
so
they're all
if you
big.
want to bring it up now, in this.
Oh no, No,
this
don't
area.
threaten me with staring deeply into Teddy's eyes on the regular.
Yeah.
I think he probably will kind of gesture, and he said, some changes have already begun. Kind of gesture.
Yeah, your eyes haven't gone back to normal. Unless this is your normal.
It could be a new normal.
Yeah.
It could be.
I mean, you'll get used to it eventually. I know I did.
It's true. Many of the changes will probably take a little getting used to, but at least as far as I can tell, different colored eyes are minor when it comes to what changes could take place.
I don't know if this is also part of this godblood thing, or if it's a druidic thing, or if it's something else entirely, but I've also been seeing things in my dreams. I am getting the assumption that that's sort of your area of expertise. I seem to be seeing things that have already transpired long ago in the body of somebody who was there.
You see, at kind of the mention of dreams, he does put his teacup down and get a a little more intensive gaze. And you see Ib also kind of like, who hasn't moved, is just kind of like hanging out at the front kind of sliding door area to this little room. Kind of ruffles her feathers as well, seemingly also intrigued about the mention of dreams. And he says, yes, that is my circle, so to speak. And yes, I can say that could be related, most likely is related, as unless you were a Circle of Dreams druid. The gods do like to communicate with dreams, but those of us god-blooded often get visions more clear than dreams, less up to interpretation, but still sent for a reason. Is there a specific thing you are trying to learn from these? I may have a way to let you go back into this vision, see more, perhaps learn more.
I'm like speed reading what I have on notes from the dreams. Like, what would I want to ask about? What would I want to see? A lot of it seems to be from around the time of the Planar flood. Even if I didn't know if something was happening, it seems that something wants me to know something about it. Or someone.
Well,
I'm intrigued by the body that I'm in. Green tattoos along the hands.
I am not familiar with tattoos. Those tattoos that you speak, but yes. Well, I would say I know who probably wants you to know something of this vision, so to speak. whatever it is your blood belongs to, whoever it is. But as for what more you need to glean, yes, that could only really be up to you, I would assume.
Could I have time to think on it?
Yes, of course. I would need a little bit to prepare for the ritual anyway, but I do have enough of whatever item I need for it to do one of these kind of dream scrying. So I know you said you've had a few of these dreams.
2 of them.
2. You would only be able to pick one, so it might be good to take time and figure out if there's one you are more intrigued in to learn more.
What materials do you require? I would be happy to aid in that in any way that I can.
Well, one, in Ulor root, I contained that already. One of the reasons to go on my yearly trips into the Valmia forest is for such supplies. And the other, well, you would have to provide it, Teddy, as it would be a decent amount of your own blood.
Oh, I see. When we say decent, how much, generally speaking, are we talking?
More than a small cut, but not too much that you would be at risk of dying.
I see.
Aside from the blood, is this ritual dangerous at all? I mean, the last time Teddy had one of those dreams, someone in the dream, like saw him and, pushed him out.
Give me an insight check.
Come on, insight.
You got this.
That is not bad. 11 plus 6 for a 17?
A 17.
Ooh.
You see that Gharrugnoosh does take your words into consideration. You can see there's a little bit of a curious kind of gleam in his eye about the idea of being tossed out of a dream before he goes. I would say that there is always a small risk that you could be lost in the dream and not find your way back. But that risk is greatly minimized with me leading the ritual and Ib here as well. She's quite good at finding people should they wander too far in such a dream world. Especially one who is so bright, according to Ib. Your blood is colorful and blinding, so.
I'm flattered.
But yes, I would be happy to put this ritual together and get a chance to see more of whatever this dream is that you have seen in your past. Though I'm beginning to feel it is less a dream and more vision.
I have just one more question, I think, for now. How is it that Zalira knew we were similar?
That I am not entirely sure. I met Zalira long ago when I was young and struggling with myself and my powers. I found myself near Tratus, and her kind of force of nature pulled me out of a very dark time. I would be intrigued to see if she was not similar to us in some ways. It would not put it past. But alas, I have not seen her in many, many years, though we have kept in occasional contact, so that might be a mystery that remains.
She is full of those.
Indeed. Well, is there anything else I can do for you, Teddy?
Don't think so now, at least. Guys, is there anything else that you think I should ask this guy? Okay, I think we're good.
All right.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to meet with us and for your guidance and your hospitality.
Of course. Always happy to have guests, so please come by whenever you like and we could have more tea.
Thank you.
He kind of stands and kind of leads you all to the front area of the courtyard. And as you see now, you notice that there are a lot of birds kind of perched on different parts of the home. And you see that more are actually kind of fluttering in as you all are getting ready to leave. And you realize that this place might become a bit of an aviary, aviary, with his return. And surprisingly, Ib pays no attention and does not care about all these little birds that are floating about, but does give you all a little bit of a head bob as you get ready to head out into the rest of Three Gardens. Kind of at the door, Garrug says, well, Teddy, please let me know if you do decide you'd like to go through with that ritual. I will prepare things in case, and it must also be noted that the ritual must take place at midnight, so perhaps prepare your schedule accordingly.
This is perhaps a silly question, but would it be something that I do alone, presumably?
Well, yes and no. You will be the only one seeing what is in the vision and being able to be within it again, but you would be able to hear and interact with and speak to us outside. So your friends are more than welcome to come and provide support.
Thank you.
Of course.
Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will keep in touch.
Wonderful. Good afternoon, everyone. And you see he gives a slight bow, which is like, it brings him only a little bit tall, only a foot taller than all of you now, instead of many, many feet taller.
Oh my god, crazy.
Yeah, and you turn away into the kind of dirt path that leads into more of Three Gardens outside of Old Haven. What's anyone or everyone doing?
I think, Xanthi will just be, like, looking at Teddy to make sure, like, gauge his reaction to see, like, are we excited about this? Or are we upset by this news? What's the general vibe? And, like, what kind of support from his friends he might need?
That's so nice.
Yeah, I think
Can I-
Marigold's doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I request insight checks? He's not hiding
No,
anything.
I want you
but
to
just
just
like the
tell
vibe.
us.
I don't want to play D&D with roles. I want to just chat with my friends.
Just play pretend.
Yeah.
No! I'm so sad.
No.
I rolled a nat 1.
Damn.
No.
Yeah. And so now I don't know what Marigold's doing.
She's distracted by a bird.
Marigold has suddenly realized how many birds are congregating towards this house right now, and it's starting to be like, this is a concerning amount of birds.
Is that the session title?
Yeah, concerning amount of birds.
But honestly, I don't think Marigold would be concerned about that.
How many birds until it becomes a concerning amount, though?
For Marigold?
Any amount. Infinite birds.
I just don't think she's the type of person to really be bothered by the presence.
This
of
is the same
human
girl
bird.
that wanted a hand for a pet. You
That's
think
true.
she's
Hey,
upset by
birds might be it,
No, she likes birds.
All right. Xanthi and Hayes, what are your rolls?
12.
18 plus 6 for 24.
Ain't hiding shit from Xanthi.
Whoa!
Xanthi is so good at reading Teddy. Like, even when he's a mouse. She's locked in.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'll go Marigold. I think you notice that Teddy's quiet, and I think it could mean a lot of different things. I think for Hayes, you kind of see that his brow is furrowed. He seems to be thinking a lot. And Xanthi, I think, in addition to the other things, I think you pick up that he's kind of fidgeting with his staff a little more than he usually does, kind of gently picking at some of the bark. It seems like he has a lot to think about, and it's not what he was expecting to leave thinking about. It seems to be a little troubling to him.
Okay.
So, we picked up that job posting. Did we want to try and see to that today?
I mean, we're here.
We really should. We haven't, I know we've been distracted, but we haven't, done much for, the official responsibilities. What was the job post? I don't even remember.
Malfunctioning pelts or something. They're fake.
Right. Okay.
Trying to remember if we took a picture of it. Oh, it's probably
Roll20.
still on the...
It is,
Oh, wait, but
it
with a
is
roll
not.
20 might be spoilerific.
It is not. I will
Okay.
put it in the chat. What
Great.
it was.
Neo in Three Gardens. Okay. Nothing more specific than that. Just in Three Gardens. I guess find
Should
where
have
the
asked.
houses are.
Yeah.
find our way, ask where the pelts are, and then we can find, from there.
I'm
Are the
pulling up
pelts
the
big
map of
enough?
Old Haven.
Are the pelts big enough to be able to like see them from like a distance, like a tower or anything?
So no, they're more like
Like hydroponics?
When I say like a
Basically.
tower, I mean like how you can see like a water tower, like a radio tower.
yeah. So they're not that tall.
Okay.
They're
Not that tall.
They're very like short, long. It's like a fenced in area essentially that has more like, what do you call it? Force field vibes than specifically like a super tall tower. That you're thinking of like the agricultural platforms in Comfort, which are like huge, not skyscrapers, but like building size things that house many more crops. This is much smaller, and so you're looking out into 3 Comfort, and you see kind of like a bunch of little farmhouses that have a bunch of these around it, much like you would have crops just in these different areas. So you're probably just going to have to ask around and find. So whoever's leading that, you can go ahead and just give me a investigation check as you kind of head to the closest neighbor and you start knocking on doors. Just be like, hey, do you know do you know your neighbors' names?
Maybe that's something we should have asked Gharrugnoosh.
Yeah,
That's not great. I rolled a 4 + 4 for an 8.
8.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's
worse.
with a lot of confidence, but
Yeah.
She's
I'd
got
say-
the swagger.
I'd say you all kind of left a little after probably 1 or so from Gharrugnoosh, and it takes you until about 5 o'clock, maybe 5:30, to find who this individual is. You get sent like to someone all the way on the far side of three gardens, and then that person's like, no, they definitely live way over there. And then you go over there, and you're starting to like get towards the end. You're starting to be like, I actually don't think this person exists. Who put this up? You've spent all afternoon. It's not hot out, but it's pretty warm, and you've now walked a bunch back and forth like along these dirt paths. On the bright side, you've seen a lot of 3 gardens, which is lots of rows of crops, and that's it. It's a bunch of tiny, not shacks, but like houses that are,
They're quaint.
very quaint countryside, with also mixed with weirdly like a lot of heavy magitech, like generators and things alongside, a lot of wires and metal kind of keeping the pelts going. It is a very interesting kind of juxtaposition between the two. And you finally make your way to what is the last house that this person is like, yes, that is absolutely my neighbor, right down here. And so you're hoping that this is the individual you're looking for. But before we start that, we'll take a quick break.
Please.
You all have spent a good portion of the afternoon walking around 3 gardens, from one corner to the other, trying to find this individual, giving Teddy lots of time to think about the things that he just recently learned from Gharrugnoosh. And as you approach this home, you see kind of one of the traditional wooden homes with thatched roofs held together with metal sheets, crisscrossing of lines and wires that lead from the main farmhouse to what looks to be a smaller kind of generator. You see that the pelts, which are kind of like Magitech greenhouses, if only that they have actual fencing along the sides, but everything that would be the more like upper part of it is a crisscrossing of kind of arcane energy. And you can just barely see as it's still sunny out, but you see it's kind of glowing a pale blue. As you approach, you all see that there seems to be a kind of middle-aged halfling, kind of a short brown hair, like a bowl cut, working on one of the generators outside, who doesn't really notice your approach. Seems to be deep in thought and work.
Hello?
As you kind of approach and you say hello, you see that the halfling kind of like drops or like goes to hammer or something and hammers their finger and is like, fuck, shit, and turns around and is like, you scared me, sorry, hello? And starts kind of like straightening and then looks and sees you all, I assume, have your volunteer get up on. As you do, you're not wearing, you have two looks, volunteer get up and stealthy break-in murder look.
No.
And three.
Clubbing outfit.
Oh, clubbing
fancy
and
ball
fancy.
outfit.
Wow, you guys have so many outfits. You have 4 looks. But yeah, you see that he kind of looks up, is like, volunteers. Hello. Does this mean you're responding to my note, hopefully?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about your malfunctioning little
Yes.
gadgets. Mm-hmm.
Yes, the pelts. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, what do you need to solve this?
Can you tell us what is happening? Is it sabotage? Is it what's the deal? What's going on?
Okay, well, so it's been happening for maybe 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks. It was at first just a little bit, like one night here, and then another night there, but it's been getting more and more frequent, and the last few nights I've had to stay up all night to kind of restart the generator. And you can see now, like, there are deep bags under his eyes as he is talking. He's like, so I'm really hoping that you can figure out what's going on. Sabotage. Well, I don't think it's definitely not any of my neighbors. So, and when I was having to restart the generator, there was no one messing with the generator. So I'm afraid that's all I really know about that.
But it's happening overnight, you said?
Yes, it seems to only happen at night, so I've been able to...
They just, like, stop working? That's what's happening?
Yeah, it's like flickering, and if I'm not careful, then yes, it'll shut off, and if it's off and a merge happens, that's it. All crops gone, especially coming into the summer. The scorching temperatures would not be good for my crops. I have a lot of leafy vegetables. They are very temperamental.
Okay, so leafy, temperamental vegetables. Okay, all right.
Does Xanthe say that? He's like, no, the vegetables, they're not sentient. They are sensitive to heat and cold,
right,
and too much rain and not enough rain. And if it rains 3 times in a row, but then doesn't for 2 days, then they're also sensitive to that. And if it's too dark, and if it's too light, and if the soil gets messed up. So,
yeah,
I really can't risk the pelts malfunctioning.
She's gonna look around for where is this, like, is the pelt, like, where we can see it? Is it, like, right in front of us?
So you've had to walk past, like, quite a lot of them to get here. Like I said, they're, like, think of, like, big stretches of a garden, and it's just fencing along it, and you can see, like, a dome over top that kind of shimmers, showing that there is some of this arcane protection.
Is it controlled with, like, a central unit or something like that? Or is that the generator, or...
You see that he kind of points out, he's like, so for the kind of 2 pelts that I have, this generator's what provides them with energy, so... Otherwise there's no control, it's on or off, and you always want them to be on, so really, I don't know why off is an option, but...
Question about the world, Lucas.
Yeah.
Does Magitech read under detect magic spells?
What are you trying to...
Like, detect magic will, like, flare magical things.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to cast detect magic on the pelts, would we be able to see, like, magic coming from it? Or, like, on the tablet? Like, just in general, does Magitech trigger that kind of...
I'd say it triggers, but it shows as its own thing, essentially.
Like, it's not a school of magic.
It's not a school of magic. It's just... It's kind of like how you could tell that, like, an artifact is magical. This would flare as kind of... I imagine, like, a pale gray, because it's not... It's kind of more machine than magic, but there's a little bit of magic to make it happen, So, yeah, but it won't tell you, like, oh, this is abjuration or whatnot.
Yeah, okay. Intruding. I was just curious.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing so simple as, like, wires connecting the generator to the pelts or something like that.
I mean, there are a lot of wires connecting a lot of things. So there are wires.
All right. Well, country girl that I am, the first thing I'm doing is I'm just going to inspect the wires till, like, maybe a little field mouse has come and shoot. She has to narrow this out.
Teddy came over here and started nibbling in his mouse form.
I'm stress eating.
Before we go full on conspiracy,
go ahead and give me a investigation check.
Could I help with that?
Yeah,
we're gonna solve this right here, right now. Turns out it's just a little field mouse. Of all the things to get a natural 20 on, I've nibbled on the wire.
Yeah. Oh, solved it.
So yeah, with investigation, that's a 24.
24. Yeah. So, I'd say you're not super familiar with pelts. There's recently, like, 1 or 2 of them have shown up in, and by shown up, been very expensively brought to Serendity's Roost. Y'all kind of just vibe with whatever nature gives you out there. But looking around, you're like, okay, well, mom, artificer, let me try to use some of that knowledge. And you're looking around and you see that, honestly, everything looks, while it looks haphazard, it is very well maintained. Like, you can see there's no, like, fraying of any of the wires. The kind of generator itself seems very well taken care of. You can't see anywhere where there are, like, gaps. There's, like, all the kind of dust and dirt that is just part of farm life seems to have been meticulously cleaned away from this generator. You can tell that, like, obviously this is his livelihood, and he keeps very good care of his equipment, so it is not something as simple as kind of like a fraying wire. And as you're looking, you see kind of like Neo, it's peeking over your shoulders, like, yeah, I was looking too. I wanted to make sure that nothing was getting in there and biting it, but Fluffy, she keeps everything away. So, and he's pointing out, and you see kind of like perching that you all just realized on top of the roof is a very fat, long-haired gray cat with wings, who is just kind of looking kind of at you all in the very lazily, like, whatever, cat vibe, as they do. And I was like, yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's no little creatures at least running around outside the pelts, but that's all I can... that's why I asked for help.
Yeah, good work here. Yep. Looks to be tip-top shape.
It's probably nothing, but I haven't really used this for this, and I have 4 charges of it. So, can I use Divine Sense to see if it's been affected by the Hallow spell? I looked at the Hallow spell, couldn't figure out how it could be affected, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, your divine sensing.
Yeah, and also it shows me the location of any celestial feet are undead within 60 feet. Just in case.
Just in case.
But I want the Hallow spell.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you kind of... Your eyes kind of glow and you cast this spell. And yeah, nothing's going on with that. Also no celestial, fae, or undead, which is, hey,
Great.
Cool.
Crazy.
Great. Great stuff there.
Well, I mean, I could cast Detect Magic to see if there's any, I don't know, anything magical affecting it. But if it's only happening at night, maybe it would be more effective then.
Well, you're more than welcome to look at whatever you need, but yes, I do think perhaps being here at night would maybe provide more clarity. Also, it's much easier to tell at night when something's affecting the pelts because they glow and then it flickers and then it's a little easier to see. So.
And no strange noises. I don't know, smells. I don't know anything unusual that you noticed.
Noises. A little bit of kind of like zapping sounds, kind of. Short-circuiting.
Okay.
But I think that might be the pelt short-circuiting, but nothing smell-wise or, what are the other scents? No, nothing else that I can tell.
Okay. Anything else, you guys? We could do a stakeout?
Would tonight work fine? I think the sooner that we can get this sorted, the sooner that Neo can go back to business as usual.
Yes, please. No, tonight would be great if you have time. I think the sun should be setting in the next couple hours, maybe 3 or so. You're welcome to stay, or if you have anything else to attend to, you could always come back. I'll be here, so.
Could you show us how to restart it if it does happen while we are staking out? That way you don't have to interrupt your sleep. I imagine that after a couple of nights of getting up and coming and seeing to it, you must be rather tired.
Oh, I can definitely show you, but with all due respect, this is my livelihood, so if you're out here, I will be too. It's helpful to know, though, that you all are, capable of handling it. You see, he shows you kind of, it is a pretty simple, like, flip a switch, press in, hold for 5 seconds, perhaps 6, if one would want to say a round's worth, and then release. So nothing crazy in terms of how to restart it. But yeah.
Yes, I do have one more thing, though. Can you get your Fluffy to come down here?
I could try. She doesn't always... Really, she does what she wants. But, Fluffy... like, Fluffy, come down here. And you see that... yeah, that's very much like, come on, girl. And you see that the cat, like, stretches... and then walks to the other side of the roof and lays back down. He's like, you know, she might be more active at night, so maybe she'll visit while you're staking out.
Right. It's for the investigation.
He's like,
No other reason.
no, yeah.
You don't care.
Very important for the investigation.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, yeah, she kind of does what she wants, so...
Okay. It's okay. What kind of creature is this? Cats with wings? Is this something that is known? Or is this, like, is this a...
Technically, yes. It is in D&D, it's called a tressum.
I love them.
And they are incredibly smart, and usually very temperamental and, like, only like one person, and pick one person, and, like, that's their person. But yeah, they are like, they're not fae. I think they're literally just some wizard messed in, like, legit D&D lore. Some wizard messed around with some shit, as they do. And honestly, that's probably the lore here too. Like, honestly, blame Ioneus. It was probably them bitches over there.
They did something right.
They got too powerful.
They
made cats.
They made cats.
Oh.
I hope that she comes back and I can talk to her
Yeah.
when she comes back.
I think Xanthi just stares longingly up at the roof where the cat went.
You see that Neo's like, I was just about to make a little bit of food. If you all would like some, I'd be happy to share. If you're going to be staying to stake out or returning, I'm not sure your schedule. I'm sure it's busy.
I don't think I have anything else to attend to tonight except for fetching some dinner.
Yeah, that's very, very nice of you.
Oh, great. Well, I'm happy to have you all. And yeah, we'll say, you get a pretty hearty dinner of kind of like rice, a little bit of stewed vegetables, and like a nice, refreshing iced green tea vibe. All very, very healthy, very hearty, and also good for the hot weather. As you see, the sun is starting to set, and basically, kind of Neo after dinner is attending some more things on the farm, and you all are just kind of waiting for it to get dark. So with that, I'd say there's a bit of a downtime if you all wanted to have any other conversations, or if not, we can move into kind of the evening phase.
I do wonder if this health technology, he's going to be saying this once Neo is not around, is in relation to the wards not functioning, like Marigold said that she overheard. Do we think that there's some kind of connection, or?
Possibly.
guess it could be.
Do you think?
And
those
if we're
things
able to find a
also go?
solution to this, then maybe that could help with things around Old Haven and other areas. I don't know. Just a thought.
Do you think they might be feeling everywhere, or
Well,
just
what's
here?
interesting is the only thing that has been called out is wards, not other types of magic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Why-
aren't these pelts the only ones that are having issues? That we know of.
That's true.
that we know of.
So
We
I
know
guess
of.
it is strange that these pelts in particular are having trouble. I mean, should we take this time to ask the neighbors if their pelts are having issues?
We have time. We might as well. A little door-to-door survey. Why not?
Yeah. You are very familiar with where a lot of the neighbors live. Have walked past many of the neighbors' houses and many of the different pelts. So yeah, anyone who wants to do some door-to-door surveys, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
4. I think Teddy's a little preoccupied.
Yeah,
14.
14.
I got a nat 2.
Damn.
Oh,
Really
No.
moving up in the world.
Mhm.
I got a 16 and also realized just now that whenever I rolled insight, I rolled a d12.
Oh, good.
My bad.
Hey, well.
But yeah, I got a 16 on this investigation.
Okay. So yeah, Hayes and Marigold, Hayes and Xanthi, the two of you kind of lead the charge for the investigation, kind of going to a couple of different neighbors, asking a few questions about just like, is everything okay with the pelts? And you get kind of a few reports of people saying that, oh yeah, like something was weird like a couple weeks ago, but it's kind of resolved. And then someone else saying, oh yeah, like I also had some issues like a few days ago, but hasn't seemed to be anything. And you can kind of see a pattern as it seems to be moving closer and closer to, or moving away from like this farm changes people's answers, but no one seems to have been having as consistent of an issue as Nao.
Is it like more frequent, like, or more recent, like the closer we are to Neo? Is that what you're saying?
So yeah, more frequent, closer to Nao, and more recent, or it's like moving out from
Right.
Nao is the center. However you want to
Yeah.
determine that statement in your brain. Yeah,
Of the
epicenter.
fluctuations.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Could I make a nature check on the kinds of plants that are growing in the pelts that are having issues? Like, I wonder if it's like sabotage, like we were thinking, because it's like a spell component, or I don't know, potions work, if it's a potion ingredient or whatever.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a nature.
I know what any of these potions are. 13.
13. You look and see that kind of true to everything that Nao was saying, it is mostly, and by mostly, like, exclusively, crops for eating. It is like kale, cabbage, all your leafy greens,
The leafy
spinach.
greens.
Yeah. So unless someone's really got something out for spinach,
I hate superfoods.
Yeah.
Okay.
it doesn't seem, and then they, for the most part, don't seem to be any of the hardier kind of, I wouldn't say genetically modified, but the ones that you all know, there are some plants that have modified themselves to be able to exist with all this crazy changes. These look to be kind of the pure crops. So you do also realize that this is probably a very expensive thing to lose it, if you would, as people love their kale. You know, how else are you gonna have your smoothies?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like kale?
But yeah, so that's what the two of you kind of gather as you're going. And I'll also say, with your investigation, you see that Nao also has probably the bigger of most of the pelts and the best maintained. You can tell some other people, there's like some rust on the areas. You kind of like can see their generator off to the side is maybe covered in more like dirt or dust, not as well maintained. But hey, you know, it functions, and they're like, that's good enough for me. Or it mostly functions, and that's good enough for me. So.
Mm-hmm. Seems like it's centered on here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know. I guess I'll just do another, like, kind of walk the perimeter of, like, the little pelt area and just look for anything that would show that maybe someone else besides our little halfling friend here had been poking around.
Yeah, I think that's probably gonna be like a survival check for like footprints or
I am
tampering.
proficient.
Country justice prevails.
That's a 16.
16. Yeah, you take a good look around the perimeter, kind of looking for footprints, hoof prints, claw prints, you know. You see a few like little cat paws in different areas of wherever Fluffy had landed and taken off again. You see the usual like wildlife kind of patterns of creatures that exist, and a few like footprints that look like they are probably the size that Nao would wear. Maybe one or two other kind of boot prints from probably neighbors, but nothing just by like the indentation and the way it walks that looks suspicious. Nothing of like someone pacing in a certain area. All of it looks like you know, all of it looks good, which makes it suspicious.
Detective era.
Yeah, you gotta be, you know, you gotta live it up.
While Xanthi is doing this, his wants to ask Nao, is there anything that you do to maintain pelts this size?
Oh, well.
Yours are very well maintained.
Oh, thank you. Oh, no, well, I take a lot of pride in my work, so constantly checking, you know, the power to it, making sure it's even across the whole pelt. I'll even, you know, every once in a while I'll zap myself, you know, just to test to make sure that nothing can get inside. You know, the pelts keep the plants safe, but they also keep, you know, temperature-wise, but they also keep creatures from going in unless you go through the designated areas. So, you know, all the standard maintenance, checking the fencing, you know, the things that you're supposed to do as a farmer. So.
Hopefully our observation tonight will lead us a little closer to figuring out what's going on.
I hope so too.
Morgan, you look like you're deep in thought.
Yeah. Just thinking thoughts.
Yeah, Nail's
Trying to
like,
piece things together in my brain.
well, it is getting close to getting dark, so I'm just gonna finish up a few more things, and then I guess we could have the stakeout near the generator.
Sure.
Okay. Great. Yeah, and you see Dale heads off, continuing to do a little bit of work before nighttime comes or fully arrives. Any last minute things, preparations for the stakeout?
So,
Question: is the cat still not visible on the roof?
my God.
No, she is now moved to like another kind of little roof of like a side area. Like it's not the generator they have to reset, but another piece of some Magitech equipment. And she's kind of sitting on top of that. She does look to be a little more alert than before as it is approaching sundown, but still kind of has the indifference of a cat.
Yes.
Sarah's dying.
I haven't eliminated the cat as a suspect.
It's the cat.
Wow.
You know,
Well,
it
Always
yeah.
the name.
could be. It's my early theory.
Mm-hmm.
Completely unfounded, just because I want to question the cat.
Yeah. Cat is also a suspect, just so you could talk to the cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Teddy's gonna clock Xanthe looking at the cat. Do you want me to try and talk to them?
Well, I mean, oh my God, you can talk to animals, can't you?
I can.
Well, it might know something that could be important for the investigation.
I will go ahead and cast Speak with Animals.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it looks like clearing his throat a little bit, but as he clears it, it like kind of makes like a yowling kind of like cat noise as he kind of like preps to speak to a cat. And he's just gonna say, excuse me, Fluffy, could I chat with you for a moment?
You see kind of the cat turns to you now, Teddy, and you see that no longer like the lazy, like kind of half paying attention look that cats have, like very focused and direct. And you see that the cat goes, you hear, meow.
Meow to you too.
And you realize that the cat, you heard the cat say meow. The cat didn't meow. The cat is making fun of you talking to the cat. It is speaking English to you. The rest of you heard a very human meow coming out of that cat.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And
I think he still says that anyway, but after a moment he's like, wait a second.
And the cat's like, yes, what is it that you would like?
The
rest of you don't hear that. The rest of you hear cat talking. So.
What, my companions and I are here to investigate a series of strange happenings with these devices here. I was wondering if you'd seen anything untoward or perhaps had any speculation yourself as to what was causing them to go out.
Strange lights. Like bugs. Buzzing around. Annoying. Bright.
Were they coming from somebody, or where did they appear from?
Inside. And you see Cat kind of gestures towards the pelt.
Interesting. Do you know, you said they were like bugs. They didn't seem to be alive on their own.
They were flying. Bugs fly. I fly. Not a cat.
Mm-hmm. I think he's gonna switch out of cat speak for a moment and fill in the others on what has happened. Sorry, is it Fluffy? What pronouns does Fluffy use?
Fluffy is a she.
A she, okay. She's saying that it seems that there are small flying lights that seem to come from inside the pelts that... is that what makes it flicker? He's back up to the cat. To Fluffy.
Possibly.
In your guess? That's possibly causing all of this.
Okay.
Has this always happened, or is it a more recent development?
Oh, recent. Annoying. Constantly flickering at night.
Yes, I imagine that's quite troubling and difficult to sleep with that happening.
Difficult to hunt. Bright, can't see.
What do you like to hunt?
Oh, mice. Other.
He makes a note, I will not turn into a mouse.
Yeah. Mice. Birds. Chipmunks. Rabbits. You see that she will go on a list if you let her. And then she starts naming creatures that you realize she doesn't know the name of and is just like naming them by like tiny with 4 legs, tiny with 2 legs, slightly bigger with 4 legs.
Sure.
Aww.
I love her.
Cute.
She's perfect.
She's just a girl.
She's
sobbing.
just a girl. Yes, it seems to be a recent thing, so perhaps that's what we look for and go from there, I suppose.
Yes. Yes.
Is there any sort of like disturbance from
Disturbance
the
of force.
soil? Like, does it like anything that could have come out of the ground?
You
Doesn't
see,
look like it's
as you're about
cat.
to ask the cat, you realize that the cat can understand common because the cat talks back to Teddy, but before
this
Teddy
was me
gets a
asking
chance.
out of
Oh,
character.
because I was like, well, we'll say, or would Hayes ask it in character?
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know why she wouldn't. She'd be like, excuse me, we can't talk about the ground. Disturbance of the ground.
Disturbance.
Yeah, Fluffy's like, no. Come from tower. And you look and see that it's not really a tower, but there are 2 like central amplifiers that are on this pelt that help like shape the dome, you would imagine. And not super tall, maybe like 15 to 20 feet tall, which is why I was saying like you can't see them from a great distance for the pelts, but they do help shape the Magitech current, so to speak. And that is what you imagine she's probably referring to, is there's nothing else tower-like nearby.
You seem an adept hunter, which makes me guess you're rather observant. Did you notice if this started with a planar merge, or if there was a catalyst of some kind?
You see, kind of, she takes a second to think, and it's like, I don't know merge. Just happened. Yes, just happened.
I'll relay that.
Mm-hmm.
Strange.
Alright.
That definitely gives us something to look out for. Is there anything else that we would like to ask?
think so. Thank you, Fluffy.
You see, she kind of purrs a little bit, switches her tail.
You're perfect.
Perfect.
And then she kind of, you hear a meow. Everyone hears it, including Teddy, who is still speaking animals. And she's meow, and she kind of leaps and flies kind of off a bit further. As you can see, the sun is setting, and you imagine she's going hunting. And she likes to do because she got a belly on her. She's got a big old pouch. And so she's good at it, too. Or the creatures around here are dumb. Probably. They're probably dumb compared to a cat that a cat can understand.
That could be true.
But yeah, you all have a little bit more information to get ready for the stakeout. So tell me what y'all are doing.
Well, first, I was wondering if the description of, like, the light thing sounds familiar at all? Anything that I might have heard about or seen or anything?
Kind of.
I also, like, don't know if it's canon or not, but I associate, like, in my head, I'm like, Lumen, floating lights, very mysterious, very...
Yeah, I mean, Lumen has a lot of floating lights, but this sounds familiar to something that you know, which is kind of like a tale told around Lumen. Sounds very similar to wisps. Like will-o-wisps. You're not sure, but you've never heard of them, like, being interested in, like, Magitech. It's always, don't follow the glowing lights. Make sure that they're stationary, especially around Lumen. Make sure the lights are the blue ones that don't lead you to your death deep into the forest. But that does kind of... That's like one of the only glowing lights kind of things that you're like, okay, I could see a cat thinking that's a bug, maybe.
Really that. I think I can think of light things. Kind of remind me of will-o'-the-wisps. I've grown up always being very aware of them and hearing folklore, seeing things like that.
Seems an odd location for them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we wait and watch.
It might be a long night. Would people like to take shifts, or do we all want to try and stay up?
I was just thinking that we would stay up, but shift sounds like a better idea.
Wouldn't hurt to get a little bit of rest.
And now we get to do, for the first time I think in this campaign ever, fucking shifts with perception checks. The basis of every other D&D campaign, really. So, yeah, you see that Neo kind of comes out. He brings more iced green tea for everyone, whoever will be staying up for the shifts. And with that, I guess, where are you? So there's like the house, the generator, and then the pelt. Where is everyone who's on shift going to be? Are you all just going to be by the generator, and some of you are going to be asleep? What's the vibe there?
Maybe we go by the generator and just be in a good place to watch the pelts to look for lights.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the person who's on watch, if they want, could like go every once in a while walk around the pelts.
Yeah.
Fine. Is it like a good vantage point to like see like?
Yeah.
Kind of all directions. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So yeah.
Would it be worth? Is it big enough to where we could do like shifts of like alternating to like person A, person B, person A goes to sleep, wakes up person C.
That's
C,
what I was just thinking.
You know, kind
Yeah,
of like
that-
staggered.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, is it a big enough place where that would be like advantageous or excessive?
I mean, I feel like one person on watch probably is fine.
Okay.
It's not that massive that you need like two people to watch. Again, like it's pretty flat farmland. You can end the pelts glow, so you do presume, especially according to what you heard from Fluffy, that the person will see some flickering happening if it is what's going to be happening.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah, what are the kind of how are y'all divvying this up? Who's got what watch? We'll say you do 4 watches. That way, people only have like 2-hour watches each.
Because Marigold's dark vision is really good, she's gonna volunteer for either the second or third watch to kind of be at like
The
in
darkest
the middle
hour.
of the night.
Yeah.
Darkest hour.
Her favorite time of night, the deep dark.
Wait, Hayes does not have dark vision, right?
Nope.
Do you want to take first watch then?
Sure.
Yeah. You
I'll
can take
take,
first.
that's actually a good idea because I need to do a little healies on myself anyway.
Why are you injured?
I don't
We
know.
haven't long rested since the combat.
Yeah.
short rested, right?
You short rested
We
though.
would have short rested.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a different
Let
day.
Let me roll hit dice and
Yes.
do my
It has been a
Okay.
day, so
That
you
would
can
be
short rest.
awesome.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I was like, why are you injured? You might be down some spell slots, but you should not be
Yeah.
injured. Okay, so first watch Hayes.
Yes.
Second, Teddy or Xanthi.
Doesn't matter to me.
I can go next.
All right, Hayes, second watch. Teddy. Then
Oh my gosh,
third
I could give you
is
the light cantrip for an hour,
Marigold.
Haze, on your watch.
Oh my god.
Second
That'd be
hour
great.
would not be.
But also,
much
it's like
though.
bright though. So like, I need to see.
Do I need to see?
Up to you.
It
If you want to have a "who goes there" kind of moment.
There you go.
It
Yeah,
wouldn't hurt. Yeah.
you're just like see lights. You're like, who goes there with my own light? Challenge you.
I suddenly have a lantern of revealing that goes away after the scene, like it never happened.
All right. So yeah, Hayes, you'll be up first. You see, as the kind of rest of you settle in, kind of on the ground or away, kind of on the other side of the generator. You can see that the pelt, as it's getting darker out, there's kind of a nice blue glow that is mostly contained in the pelt. Like you can see very well all the crops within the inside, and only a little bit spills out, just ambient lighting. So actually one of the better nights you've had, Hayes, where you're like, I can actually kind of see. Although I do believe it is kind of in the middle of a moon cycle. So there's kind of some clouds in the sky, so nothing really helping from that regard. But go ahead and give me a perception check.
Ready. D20. Yikes. It's a 5.
5. Yeah, so you and Neo are there. You see kind of like he's eagerly like waiting, ready. He's kind of got one of the switches already on the generator, so he's like ready to hit it if something happens. After a little bit, the two of you kind of start talking just about like whatever people talk about when they pass the time, the weather. They're like, oh, it's getting so hot. Like, I'm not ready for it to be summer. He's asking you like how long you've been the volunteers, like, you know, all the stuff. And after a while, you realize like, oh wow, time's gone by. I haven't really been paying attention. But also, I think my watch is up. So.
Yeah, I go wake up Teddy. Do little gentle shakies about him.
Yep. Jay gets woken from his nightmare. Brought back to reality.
He was not having a nightmare.
This time.
This time.
Yeah.
Anything happen?
I don't think so.
Okay. He'll kind of sit and watch.
Yeah, give me that perception check.
Ooh. Hooray. A 23.
23. Yeah, eyes wide open. You see, as you kind of settle down, you see Neo's like, talks to you a little bit, but then starts to kind of like drift off. You can see he's very sleepy, and after a moment, like he stops talking, you look over and he's just out like on the generator, just sound asleep, kind of like hugging the generator. And so you kind of just settle in to look. It is you know, a super loud night, actually, you know, like crickets when it's just actually deafening if there's nothing else. There's the kind of deep hum of the generator, a little bit of a crackling of the Magitech, the pelts, and the like crickets. At one point, you're pretty sure you hear like the soft pounce, and then wings take off, and you're like, ah, Fluffy's hunting. And then you start to hear a little bit of a kss, kss, and you see it ever so slightly a little flicker. And then you see a much bigger kind of flicker and crackle, and you see several of these glowing orbs kind of pull out from wherever they were, like the center spire or the center kind of tower. They just basically apparate. You hear kind of the crackling of the pelt as they apparate, and you could see kind of a lot of flickering going on. Probably what both Fluffy and Neo were talking about, as you can see the kind of blue start to be, instead of steady, a little broken and kind of pulling towards these creatures.
I would like to very quietly nudge awake whoever's nearest. I'm gonna roll a dice for it.
Yeah.
I think it would be Xanthi. He's gonna kind of like carefully kind of like pat her foot or something. Her boot or whatever. And kind of point. He's gonna reach for his water skin.
Okay.
He's gonna unscrew the lid. He's gonna try and sneak up and catch one of these orbs in his water skin.
Okay.
Because the Xanthi will wake up the other.
Xanthi's on it. She's gonna see him start to move off it. She'll nudge awake Hayes and Marigold as well as, and I guess Neo too.
Yes.
Yeah. You see Neo's like wakes up is like yeah. And with that, Teddy, as you try to sneak up, and you realize that they're kind of a little too high up for you to really grab one of them. And as you kind of enter into the pelt, you see that they're mostly like hovering like bugs do around a light source. But then like you enter and like you see one starts to shift its way towards you. And with that, we will enter combat. As a new bombshell has entered the arena.
Not the orb. The orb.
And with that, we can bring up Roll20. The first up is the lights, the light bugs, whatever these are up first. The one over by this kind of left side, you see. Sorry, I need to get my things up here. You see it's kind of, there's crackling energy, and kind of it absorbs something from the Magitech pelt device. And so that... but it continues to kind of just hover around there. And with that, all right, that is what that one's going to do. The one, second one, also same thing, gonna absorb something from the device. And nothing happens there. You can see, though, the flickering. And then third one is going to kind of move down to Teddy. And kind of like almost circle you in a sense. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Teddy.
Olga. Okay.
Not my best friend. My buddy. My boy.
15.
15. You kind of see it circle you, and kind of move in, and kind of like you see a little spark, and feel that it was trying to like drain something from you before it pulls away. And with that, it is your turn, Teddy.
I think he's gonna kind of turn back towards his companions, and he's gonna say, they're trying to take something from us, presumably. Just be careful. He's gonna bonus action cast Shillelagh on his quarterstaff, and
cool.
as his action, he'll just swing.
Yeah, play baseball. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy invents baseball.
Teddy invents baseball.
I think Sivra invented baseball.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, she did, yeah.
So.
That is gonna be a 16 to hit.
Misses.
Stop.
As it kind of flies quickly out of reach, and kind of recenters back on you. You have now become an object of its attention. Anything else you're doing, Teddy?
It's flying up. How up? Like, if I were to move away, opportunity attack distance of up?
No, it's staying close. You've now...
Okay.
It's just... It moved, like, essentially to show how you didn't hit it.
Sure.
It's not actually going anywhere.
I don't think I want to use any movement, because that would mean stepping on Neo's plants.
Oh, no.
That just feels like a mean thing to do.
You're gonna go trample his plants.
Yes, he'll just kind of buckle up.
All right. Yeah, with that, that was Tay's turn. Hayes, you're up. Marigold on deck. As you see Teddy currently swinging at one of the creatures and missing, and shouting that knowledge to you all.
Let's see. What's my walking speed? 20. Oh, because I have on armor. 10, 15.
Why? Because you have on armor?
Because I have on split mail, and I guess I'm not. I don't know why. It's weird. My walking speed is 20 feet right now. I don't know why.
Are you exhausted?
Did you have... Yeah.
I might be exhausted.
I don't know why you would
Hang
be.
on. No active conditions.
Just say it's 30. We'll figure it out later. That could be
Okay,
something
that's
new
weird.
with D&D 1 or whatever.
20, 25, 30.
All right.
And get this guy. I'm also gonna start swanging.
All right, go for it.
Let's go it. Let's go. Go it. Go it. Go. Wow, incredible. Is that a 1 or a 7? It's a 1.
No.
Hey!
Yeah. You see, it's so fast and it darts out of the way. And you have to you have to stop yourself from like smashing your hammer into the pole of the that's holding like a lot of the Magitech
Load bearing.
current. Yeah, not good. You think that would probably ruin some of the things that would be harder to fix than turning a generator back on.
Okay, what bonus actions do I have? Oh, besides cry. Is it a bonus action to cry, or is that a free action?
That's free, yeah.
Cool. I use my Misty Step. Yeah, I'm gonna just be sad about it.
All
I'm
right.
a little disappointed.
All right, staying there then.
Staying there.
All right, next up,
Next time.
Marigold, Xanthe on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna move into the pelt. Oh, let me move, please. I'm gonna move there. And then I'm going to cast Sorceress Burst at the one that is not next to Hayes or Teddy.
All right,
Ooh.
go for it.
Alright.
Is this the spell you talked about last night?
I rolled really bad.
Damn. Yeah, it sucks when you get woken up out of nowhere to go sling some spells, you know? Like, fucking it's hard. 3, yeah, misses.
That's only a 10. I am going to possibly quicken spell. I want to hit it. As in, like, I can cast the cantrip again if I quicken spell.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a waste of my sorcery point.
Hey, up to you.
Not if you hit him.
No one's hit them yet, so that is concerning.
That's true. I just
3 for 3. 0 for 3.
We're really running on empty over here, but I feel like that's a good use of my sorcery points.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna use a quicken spell to bonus action cast it again.
Yeah, go for it.
That is a 19 on the dice for a 26 total.
Yeah, that hits.
Yippee!
Woo! Thank God.
Okay. Beep, 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 beep. New spell. Gotta roll.
New spell,
figure
who
out
this?
what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. Okay. So I roll a d8. Shoot. Not great damage. But that's okay. I got 3 points of. It's gonna do psychic damage as Marigold. She like kind of pulls her hand back, and like they are kind of ripples, and it kind of looks like she's like just pulling shadows out of nothing. And she like hurls this like shadow at the light, and it kind of, as it's moving really quickly, but it looks like ink underwater, just kind of like in this jet traveling towards the light, and it kind of like surrounds it momentarily and does the psychic damage before, I guess, being dispersed. It's only 3 points of damage.
Yeah. And I will say, for all of you in the pelt now, much like how surgeons have a light which has so many different little bulbs in it that they don't cast a shadow when their hands are underneath it, because that would be bad during surgery. Because of how the pelt is, there are no shadows in here, even of your own self. And Marigold made some happen, just pulled them out of something and chucked it like a spear at this creature, who kind of like came apart and back together, doing the full 3 points. Hell yeah, yes. Great.
Yay.
All right, anything else, Marigold?
Okay, we learned that they can be damaged
and
with psychic damage.
There you
go.
Yeah, anything else, Marigold?
No, I
Cool.
actually did use all of my things. I guess
Hey,
I could move 10 feet.
you could
but
move
I'm
if you want to
happy
get closer.
being here.
Yeah.
I'm happy where I am.
Great,
actually.
great. All right.
This is a great spot for me, I think.
Xanthi, you are up.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I guess. Yeah, because I don't want to trample.
You guys are so nice. You're like,
They're-
we can't step on the
No,
leafy
that's
greens.
It's his livelihood.
I'd say you can give me an acrobatics check to walk on any of the areas with vegetables and like tiptoe around and not mess them up if you would so like.
Do that again then.
Okay.
Was I here?
Yeah, we could say you were there. You were there or one over, it's fine.
I'll just trampled. That's 5, 10, 15. I'll try and get closer
All right.
over here.
Give me that acrobatics check to see if you trample any crops.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Hold on. What's my? I get a. Oh, +2. Is 13 good enough?
13, yeah, you're able. You probably brush a little dirt onto them and kick a leaf, but for the most part, you've managed to dance around and get there.
All right, cool. So I didn't crash them. All right. Could. Can I make an educated guess that they're siphoning, I don't know, magic from these magitech devices?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
That's a natural 20 plus
Oh my gosh.
6 for a 26.
26. Not only are they siphoning it also they can regain health that way.
No.
Not a fan.
Huh. She will kind of call that out to the group as a
Which
heads
sounds
up.
very familiar, Teddy. You're like, oh yeah, that's kind of what that feeling was. My essence being pulled into, my life force being siphoned as well. Seems it's not relegated just to Magitech.
So, by that logic, they can still be harmed by magic.
Mm-hmm.
Just they can use an ability to regain by siphoning. Yes. Okay.
I will say, because you got a 26, it's a bonus action for them to do some siphoning.
Cool. Well, you'd think I would have learned my lesson of having some sort of a weapon after the last one, but no.
But no. Here we are.
Here we are.
Back again.
Here we are again. Okay, we just have to use magic strong enough to kill them quickly.
Great.
That's my takeaway.
That's the lesson that I'm trying to teach you all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So awesome. Let me I will go ahead and do a I will cast I would say Guiding Bolt. Remind me the one I'll go for this one, the one that Marigold just hit.
Okay. Yeah.
And that is a This is why we can't go so long without playing.
You don't know your
Forget how
spells.
to play.
We literally had combat like 3 weeks ago, though.
Cancel next year.
Yeah. Okay, that's just a range spell attack. I'm gonna use the good dice. Okay, that should be good. 14 plus 6 for a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, that is gonna be 4d6 radiant damage. So a 6 and a 4, and a 5 and a 3. So 18 points.
18
of
points.
radiant.
You see, as you cast the spell, you see the creature kind of take some of it and absorb it, and it does half damage,
Oh,
Radiant.
which is 9, right? 18.
okay.
I was wondering if they did anything with radiant damage as well.
No. Radiant damage. Not
That's nice.
affected. Okay. Let me mark off my spell slot. Yeah. I don't think I have anything to do as a bonus action, so
All right. Well, then with that, back at the top, you see that the creature that Hayes swung at is going to attack you, Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be a 12. That doesn't hit. So,
No.
But
Okay.
it also hasn't been damaged, and it's already used its temp HP. So, guess it will. Yeah, it'll kind of stay there. You can see it's definitely interested in you, Hayes, as it's kind of like hovering, darting around. Next up, the one that Xanthi just hit is going to use its bonus action to try to consume some of the Magitech device. And it does. 5. Math is hard. Okay. You can see some of the kind of wisps of energy that were coming off of it kind of coalesce back into more of a form, as all of you see the kind of pillar start to flash, and you see that part of the Magitech dome kind of goes into darkness as
Whoa.
the creature has siphoned energy from it.
That's so sick.
You see that you hear Neo go, I'll get on the generator. Is going to go and try to restart the generator. It will take a round. Which also means now everything that's tasty is on that side of the board.
Come get me.
And this one is going to fly towards Xanthi, or zoom, I guess, towards Xanthi, and make an attack. That is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So you take 9 points of lightning damage as the creature attacks you, and you see the kind of the static come off the creature, and then you see from like the inside of the creature the burst of radiant energy that you attacked with. You take 6 points of radiant damage as it has absorbed and rebounded that damage.
Dastardly.
From 36 to 21. That hurt. Okay.
Hang in there, buddy.
Next up is the one near Teddy.
I would like it to make a Constitution saving throw first.
Do you have your spores up?
No, but I don't need my spores up for my halo of spores that is around me constantly.
Constantly
Different
a
from-
spore boy.
Special.
Yeah, that
Continually.
is going to probably fail with a 10.
Yeah, that does not succeed.
Cool.
So it's gonna take 3 points of necrotic damage.
All right. Noted.
Hope I don't need that reaction for shield.
Noted.
Okay, 3 points of necrotic. Sorry, which one is this? You see as it takes the damage and it gets halved and absorbed into this creature. So it takes 2 points of necrotic. And with that, it is going to bonus action try to consume life from you because there is no longer a Magitech element nearby. I need that Constitution saving throw.
Natural 20 for
You're-
a 22.
You're fine. You sturdy, but going to make its attack against you.
Sure.
17 plus 4
That hits, yeah.
for a 21.
Yeah.
So you take 9 points of lightning damage, and then you take 2 points of the necrotic that you had sent to it. Are you two playing volley? Are you volleying this necrotic damage back and forth?
That will be halved for me because I have resistance to necrotic damage.
Look at that. The two of you just volleying this necrotic damage. So then 1 point of necrotic damage to you, Teddy. And with that, it is now Teddy's turn. Hayes on deck.
Sorry, you got super garbled there for a second.
Oh, it is Teddy's turn. Hayes on deck.
Okay, slay. I would like to try and cast Chill Touch on this thing.
All right, go for it.
Please roll super good. How about an 18?
18 just hits.
What is such high AC?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
That's okay.
speedy boys, little speedy guys.
Boys. It's gonna take 3 points of necrotic damage, but it cannot regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Beautiful.
Neener, neener,
and
neener.
and it cannot
And it has disadvantage against me.
and it cannot use its reaction as it already did. So 3, that is 4, 5 points of, or 5 total. Cool. Anything else, Teddy, as you've used Chill Touch?
I have a bonus action, but I don't have very many spell slots, so I feel like I should save that. So I'm going to... It already used its reaction. Do we think there's much strategy in being near each other? I worry they have some kind of AoE thing.
They explode.
But I also don't want to
They
be
just
far
go
away if I
boom.
get got. So I'm gonna move to here.
It
That's
can make
okay.
a reaction, right?
I thought you said it already used its reaction.
Oh, it did.
You did say that.
Yeah, I did say that. Look at
My
that.
goal this year is to be more strategic and smart,
Hey,
and
there
I
you
feel
go.
like I'm locked in today.
I've not had things that really have reactions that I've gotten to use. So I was like, also y'all don't ever leave
Yeah.
combat, so it's like, but yeah, you see the creatures kind of like vibrating back and forth, unable to move as you move away. Yeah, it's gonna get you though.
That's it for my turn.
Cool, Teddy. Hayes, you're up. Marigold on deck.
Cool. Yeah. Hit him. I'm gonna try and hit him. Hit him. Swinging him. Swing. Wow. I fully. It landed literally outside of the dice tray, but it was a nat 20.
That's fine. It's on the table.
It's on the table.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
All
Nat
right.
20. Hit it.
Nat 20.
Hit it with your hammer.
Yes. From 0 to nothing. Nope, that's the same thing. Where are you? There you are. Oh. Yeah, do 1d8 so that I can have my shield up. It's 5 plus 2. 7 points of damage.
7. Nice.
Yeah. Thinking about if I wanna. How many spell slots do I have left? I have 2. As a bonus action, can I Searing Smite? It's fire. It's a con. Save, please.
Yep.
AC 13.
Just hit with a 13 plus 2 on the die. 15. Or
Christ.
just missed.
Just missed.
As in, no, I got a 13 plus 2 is 15, which means whatever you were trying to do, I believe, does not happen.
And I can't with Savvy Points, does that have to be before you say it, or can
Yeah.
you use a Savvy Point after? Okay.
It'd have to be before I declared that it was what it was.
Silly. Okay, bet.
All right, anything else from you, Hayes?
Action, bonus action. I don't think I can do anything else because I don't want to move. So.
Yeah.
That's me.
All right, Marigold, you're up. Xanthi on deck.
Oh wait, that was. Hang on, I didn't do enough damage. That was a crit.
Oh yeah. So double that. 14.
No, it was what did
12.
what was it? 7?
7, so 5 doubled
So
to
5, 10, 12. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Nicely done.
Hell yeah. See it kind of break apart and start to kind of try to pull itself back together. Looks pretty damaged. As much as lights and energy can look damaged, you think?
The fire did full damage?
You didn't do any fire. You didn't do any fire damage, right?
There's a Searing Smite on that.
But it saved.
Oh, I didn't.
It saved against
Yeah,
it.
you're right. Oh my god.
So yeah,
Wow.
just the damage of the hammer. Okay.
I got excited about creating
I know.
anything.
Marigold, you're up. Xanthi on deck.
Sweet. I get advantage on the one next to Xanthi because of the guiding bolt, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I'm gonna do another sorceress burst.
Go for it.
Advantage. I think it is gonna just hit. Yeah, it's an 18.
Yep, that just hits.
Yay!
You're like throwing this around Xanthi, like, look out!
No, I feel like because now that side of the room is like cast into darkness.
You've pulled it from that way.
Kind of. No, because I think this one it's like still coming from like her. So
Yeah.
I feel like she like creates the same kind of darkness, and then like as it's coming, like Xanthi, it's coming towards you, and you're like, oh my god, is it gonna hit me? And I feel like the other shadows like kind of around you, since it's darker, like kind of pull it around you and swing it right into the creature.
So cool.
And
The
I
gravity
did more
of
damage.
it.
6 points of psychic damage.
6 points of psychics. Cool. I can't do math. All right. Yeah, you see it. The darkness kind of gets in there between all the lights, dimming this light a little bit with its damaged self. All right, and with that, it is Xanthi.
Okay. So does this one look in front of me look pretty hurt, or just a little?
It's definitely it's hurt.
Okay.
It doesn't have blood. It can't be bloodied, but you know.
Okay.
It's pretty hurt.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I'll cast spiritual weapon right behind it.
All right.
Let me take away my spell slot here. I'll hope no one needs healing from me. Okay. I'm the tertiary healer. We've got two.
Which is
other
a
healers.
wild statement, but okay, cleric.
So I'll cast that
All right.
and have my
Your spiritual weapon. Let me get you a little spiritual weapon up in here. Looking very similar to these bad boys.
Good one.
There you go.
Okay.
Spiritual
The
weapon.
good one. Stop.
So I'll have my spiritual. Oh wait. No, the first time is not. It's part of my action for it to attack. So, it's going to attack.
Cool.
So it's a spell attack. I think that's gonna miss. Yeah. But what is my spell modifier?
I think it's +6.
I think that feels like a lot. My attack is +6.
Yeah.
You're right. So that is. Nope, that's still gonna miss.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's only a 16.
16.
So-
Yeah. So you cast your spiritual weapon. There's now 2 kind of glowing weird orbs. One more magic, one more light and energy. And you're just trying to like figure out how to hit it with your magic weapon. And you just miss. Anything else, Xanthi?
Yeah, I can. Oh nope, I can't. That's a full action. I think all of my cantrips are gonna be. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I will just stay put.
All right. With that, top of the round, you hear Neo yell, "If I reset the generator, all the pelt's gonna go off. Is that good or bad? It'll come back in 6 seconds. It'll be a round of having nothing on for the pelt."
It's probably fine.
We got this.
Okay. And you hear it go, as everything shuts
Oh, so
down
cool.
for the
Love it.
the pelt, and you hear it start to whir back up, and we'll come back at the top of the round. But that means the only things headable are you all. And with that, it is the light's turn. First one is
I
going
think
to go...
Teddy like mushrooms is a texture nightmare.
It's like, it doesn't care about texture, it cares about sparks, energy. All right, first one going to attack Hayes.
I'm so tough and gamey.
Yeah.
No muscle.
Yeah, that's only a 12 to hit.
Yeah, no.
Misses. But it's going to bonus action try to consume. So please give me
Make a bonus
a
action
Constitution saving throw.
Bet. I shouldn't get so cocky. Con save. All right. Whew, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
It did a
You
really
are
great
fine.
spin.
Yeah,
It bounced off my laptop and did a really nice spin into the.
nice. All right. Yeah. This one is going to kind of... you see it darts up just a little bit closer, Hayes. You see it's kind of like hovering around the pelt because it doesn't know what to do now that it's off, in the sense that its food source is gone. Hate when that happens. That is everything for that one. So next one is the one near Xanthi. It is going to try to get you with its attack. Nope, that is a miss there. But it will try to consume. Please give me that Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Constitution
You got this.
17 plus
17.
3.
Yeah, you are fine.
20.
You are all safe there, and it is probably going to stay hovering around. So with that, it'll be the one that is friends such good friends with Teddy. It is going
Make
to
a Constitution saving throw.
is going to make a Constitution saving throw. As a 19 plus 2. All right.
Yeah.
So first, it's going to make its spell attack on Teddy. A 16 to hit.
That will hit.
All right. You take 9 points of lightning damage. It has not absorbed anything recently, so nothing to that. And it will try to consume, even though it cannot gain. It can't.
Okay.
It can't gain the stuff, but you can lose it.
Got it.
Yeah. So.
Seems mean-spirited of the beast.
It doesn't know that it can't. It's gonna be like, where'd my,
Yeah.
Just
Where's
like,
my sippy?
Yeah, it just falls out.
Snack?
Yeah, snack. Where you go, snack?
Treat? No
Get a
treat.
snack?
What is your saving throw, Teddy?
Oh, sorry. that's
Teddy's so
not-
busy. Ted's so busy being
Flirting
like,
with the
"I'm
I didn't roll very well. I'm gonna add my savvy point.
Okay.
Which is currently is a d6.
Yes,
That is much better. A 17.
17. You're fine.
Huzzah.
Yeah, you see again the creature kind of frustrated as y'all are not only hardy with your constitution, y'all have rolled like 17 or higher on all of it. Crazy stuff. You're not very edible, and it's not very fun. All right, that's probably everything there. Yep, has not absorbed any attacks because it saved. All right, with that, it is Teddy's turn. Hayes on deck.
Okay. Of the orbs, which one is looking the worst?
The one near Xanthi.
This one here.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to do another chill touch over at that one.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Just kidding. That's a natural one.
No, you do not.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to heal myself.
All right.
With healing
Smart.
word. Unless someone needs it more. Hang on.
Okay.
No, Marigold and Hayes haven't really been hit.
Cool. Yay. Well, as the worst roll it could have possibly been. That's okay. I'll survive somehow. I'm going to get 5 hit points back.
Cool.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Hayes, you're up. Marigold on deck.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna hit him. Shock, shock, shock. It's a pretty one. Oh, stop that. So, what is that plus? 19. 15 plus 4.
Yep, that hits.
Alrighty. D8. This one matches. Wow. 4 total. It's 2 plus 2.
4 damage.
4 damage.
Yeah, as you are kind of, you're like, I don't even know how I'm hitting energy and light with my hammer, but I am, and it's doing something great.
Doing something. Do I want? Should have done this before. Nah. Yeah, may as well. Bonus action to put divine favor on me.
All right.
'Cause
Yep. Sounds good.
I haven't been hit, so it's like a little better late than never.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else, Hayes?
That's it.
Marigold,
No,
you're up.
that's it.
Xanthi on deck.
Okay, so for my turn, I'm gonna have Marigold cast Magnify Gravity at 2nd level, and it has a radius of Where is it? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. It has a 10-foot radius, and it's a sphere. And I want to cast it. Let me see if I can figure out how to ping the thing. Around there, wherever it will be to hit these two guys, and not Teddy and Xanthi.
Probably here.
If that's possible.
10-foot radius, or?
Yeah, it's a 10-foot radius.
Yeah, so there.
Sweet. Great. So they have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Infamously hardy creatures. All right, first one is a 13.
That
the
fails.
one near Xanthi is a 13,
Yeah,
and the
that
other
fails.
one is worse. So
Yes!
both fail.
Okay.
Yay!
Great. This also will affect their movement since they both failed. What does it do to their movement? Where did it go? Oh, their speed is reduced to half until the end of its next turn.
Cool.
I think for this one, because it's a sphere. It's a sphere. I wasn't planning on having this kind of a vibe, but I think that would be fun. I feel like in the center of this sphere, in the darkness, like it kind of like coalesces into this, like inside the sphere at the very center, there is a small black sphere of shadows and darkness that kind of like is pulling everything in towards it. And that's where the force damage is coming from. So
Cool.
I'm gonna roll my 3d8. Eek. I could have rolled better, but it's okay. It's 13 points of force damage.
Cool. For both of them. Let's see. Which one is that? All right. Oh. Wow. Yeah, you see... does it also affect... does it affect stationary, like, objects with...
Yes, it doesn't suck them in. It
makes them, like, really hard to move, right?
It makes them hard to move.
Okay. So
yeah,
it
basically
doesn't-
any object in that area that isn't water carried requires a successful strength check to pick up or move.
So, yeah, all those vegetables are going to be real hard to get out of the ground for right now. But yeah, you see kind of the two of them flickering and kind of fighting to stay together as they are severely damaged, but still up. Still up.
No, I wish I'd rolled better.
But yeah,
two
they are
threes.
they're wispy in their forms. But with that, Marigold, anything else?
I'm tapped. Darn. I was like, ooh, if I could like quicken spell, that would be cool. Then I have no more sorcery points, and I have no more spell slots.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I told you I was running on fumes. Well, I technically do have one more inflict wounds in my pocket, but I don't know. They resist.
We know how that goes.
Yeah. We saved that one for live things.
They weren't resistant to the force damage, right?
They were not. No. If something's resistant to force damage, you're fucked, because that's usually like a very high level creature.
That's true. That's true. Not a lot of things are resistant to that.
All right.
So that's Marigold's
the force
turn.
of the universe. That's Marigold.
Yeah.
Xanthi.
Thriving in the darkness.
Yeah, you see kind of this shadow pulling the wisps. Like, you know, you've seen the image of like a black hole forming and how like it pulls stars into it. That's what it looks like. The magnified gravity is doing, pulling the parts of this. Your weapon looks shiny and pristine compared to how these wisps are looking being pulled into this gravity field. What you doing?
Confirmed.
Wisps. Whips.
Okay, I'll start with my spiritual weapon.
Cool.
Trying to attack this one. Roll better this time. Yeah! Yes! It's a 19 on the die. Plus
Yay!
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
and then it's 1d8 plus my modifier. Where's a d8? That is this one. Ooh, a 7 plus 4. Yeah. So
7
11?
plus 4, 11. Yeah.
Force damage.
How do you want to do this?
Okay. It's a battle of lights.
It's a battle of lights, hell yeah.
My little orb of light versus their orb, and I think it just subsumes the other one. And just extinguishes it.
Beautiful.
So 1 down. Very good. Cool. I am going to try to carefully. Sorry. She literally probably out loud. Sorry to the plants as she tries
Give
to
me
tiptoe
that
over.
acrobatics check as you dance through the plants. What's that?
It's a natural 1.
No.
Oh,
You're like,
no.
sorry, and you just like stumble a little bit, which causes you to like dig your feet in, and you just like trudge through this entire row of plants.
Girl, your steps are so misty, though.
Not this time.
Girl.
I feel like I can count, like, probably on one hand the number of natural ones that
Hey,
I've rolled.
but trampling
entire-
plants, that's all you.
You've officially only rolled 3 natural ones,
Yeah.
They're
which is like a quarter of the nat ones everyone else has rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to call me out specifically, and I'm like, calm down.
All right,
I know.
but you
No,
do
Morgan,
get there.
Morgan, we're tied. It's just you roll fewer natural 20s than I do.
You just have worse luck.
Yeah.
All right, Xanthi, you trudge through these plants. What you doing?
Cringing as I hear them crunching underfoot.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to this one looking pretty as messed up as the other one?
It's not as messed up as the other one, but it has taken quite a bit of damage.
Okay, you know what? Just like I'm ready for this to be done. So we'll upcast. I'm going to do what spells do I have? Not radiant stuff. I'll do inflict wounds.
You'll do inflict wounds. Okay.
Yeah, I will go ahead and do that at 2nd level.
All right, go for it.
Come on, please. Okay, hold on. 15 plus. Okay, plus spell attack. It's still spell attack. So
Yep,
that's
plus
a plus 6.
Yep.
So that should hit.
Yep, that hits. Go ahead and give me that damage.
Target. Spell attack. So that is 4d10. Where's the d10? Where are you at, d10? There. A 3. A 5. Oh, and another 8. Okay, so that's 16. And 10 for 26. But it is necrotic, so I don't know that.
So 26 halved to 13. Still an incredible amount of damage. How do you want to do this?
Oh my god,
On a roll.
Yeah.
She just literally just generates some a ball of energy in her hand and just
shoves it into the energy.
Sticks her glowing hand directly into the ball.
Yep.
And just explodes it from the inside.
Great. All right. Anything else, Xanthi?
Yeah, I guess I'll get out of the plants.
Okay.
50. Okay, I'm out of the plants now. sorry. She'll just apologize in general to
There you
the
go.
plants that she killed.
All right.
Yeah. And I'll just stay. I'll just.
Stay there.
Oh, well, I could move closer.
You
I
could get
suppose.
2 more, I think. Or 1 more?
Yeah,
Or 2 more,
sure.
yeah. There you go. All right. With that, top of the round, you hear Neo go, eyes, watch your eyes, as all of it comes back on.
So pretty.
You see brightness, you're all like, ah, the glow. And with that, it is the one remaining creature having to decide what does it want to eat. Haze.
Cool.
I need that Constitution saving throw, please.
Sure.
Look tastier.
I don't know why I'm looking at my mods. But I'm gonna. It's a total of 3.
3.
Yum, yum, yum.
All right. Let me roll.
Because they use Artagan's die.
Yeah,
Famously bad die.
famously bad. You take
Famously bad.
5 points of damage as this creature regains 5
Baby
points.
stuff. Oh, that's not good.
What?
I can take the damage. I just don't like
That it
giving
has
it back
yeah.
to them.
All right,
Yeah.
and it's going to make a spell attack against you. That's going to be a 17. Probably misses.
Yeah, that just hits, actually.
All right. You take 9 points of lightning damage. I don't think it has been hit by
Oh, wait.
anything.
I said earlier that I have my shield up. So it misses.
It misses. Okay, cool. That is everything for this creature. Teddy, you're up. Haze on deck.
Okay. Looking at my spells and other things, it's kind of 5, 10. Can I slip past Xanthi here? 20.
Give me that
30.
acrobatics check, Teddy, as you're trying not to trample on some plants.
Wait, where would he trample on the plants?
Oh, did you go up or down below Xanthi?
I went through Xanthi.
You
Can I
went
move
through
her
Xanthi.
space? Can I move through her space since we're buddies? You can say no.
Give me that acrobatics check. We'll see how, for funsies. You can move, but I want to see what happens. Xanthi trips you.
Right, I'll see him coming and try and shift out of the way.
Yeah. And step into another
It's only
plant.
an 11.
11. Yeah, it's a little clumsy. You're like, excuse me, Xanthi. And Xanthi's like, oh, yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, as you're running through.
Yeah.
But you can get through. Yep. And up to the other creature.
He's gonna come and swing in with the quarterstaff.
Yeah. Just
The goal against the glowing orb, not Haze.
Noted.
What did you say?
What?
Oh,
Nothing?
swinging.
Yeah. 18 plus stuff.
Hell yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
All right. What's that damage?
Alright, let's kill this thing. 5 plus 4 is 9 points of damage.
9 points.
Woohoo.
It is looking very damaged. You can see it's trying to
Yay.
come back together, but not quite enough due to, taking a little bit of Haze's life force there. So with that, Teddy, anything else? Or Haze, you're up.
I think I'll call that for now.
Cool.
Yay. Hit him.
Go for it.
That's what is that? 18 plus 4 is 22.
22
Yeah.
hits. Yep.
Oh, I dropped. Sure. This guy. 7 plus 2 plus. So 7 plus 2 is bludgeoning. No, 7 plus 2 is 9. Bludgeoning plus that. I know you said he's looking bad, but I just want to know. 1d4 plus 3 radiant damage.
How much?
9 bludgeoning, 3 radiant.
Yeah.
So
How do you want to do
12
this?
total. 6. Yay! I didn't think about it. I hit him and
I got one if you want.
into lights. Yes, please.
All right. Yeah,
I
you
think
got
I
your
feel this guy.
got your hammer out. And you just do a big chop down and bring it straight into the ground, into the dirt, and it kind of like splinters and sparks and disappears. And with that, you all kind of take a moment, looking for any other kind of sparking creatures, and with that, we come out of combat.
Woohoo! How's everybody looking? I have one more slot and can heal somebody a little bit if needed.
Maybe.
I can get myself, bud.
Yeah.
Focus on someone else. Are you sure?
Marigold or Xanthi take much damage?
Marigold looks exactly the same.
Great. Slay Queen.
Do you need healing? Come here.
I'm at like half. I'm fine.
Half out of
I'm gonna
what?
go in half out of 30.
Buddy, come here.
I'll do my own healing.
Everyone's like, no, I want to heal myself.
Wait.
Fine, then I got
Everyone's
myself.
fighting. Yeah, everyone heal
I'm
yourself.
Good, I'm good.
You see that.
BYOH.
Yeah. You see that Neo kind of, who's crouched by the generator, seeing that everything looks stable, you can see has gone back to kind of like checking everything with his generator, and seeing that it looks to be all good, kind of walks over to you all, is like, thank you. Are you all okay? That was pretty wild. I'm glad I didn't try to deal with that myself. I think that would have gone very poorly.
I love this guy. Yes, I think we're all fine.
No big deal.
Nothing a good rest can't help.
Hopefully that took care of the problem permanently. It doesn't seem like there are any more of these, but I don't like that we don't know where they came from.
And I don't like that they were inside my equipment or hiding out nearby it. I'm not sure. Nothing should have been able to get into the pelt. That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
Could I dig around in the dirt where they kind of looked like they spawned from? I know Xanthi gave like a cursory look over. Did you do any actual like digging in it though?
No, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic with my remaining first level spell slot and look around.
Yeah. Teddy, you can kind of like dig around and give me an investigation roll. Xanthi, you cast Detect Magic, looking around. You see kind of the weird grayish hue. It almost looks like fuzzy, or like a mirage that is around all of the Magitech. You see like the 2 spires for the pelt, or 2 towers. I don't want to call them a spire. 2 towers. The generator. But otherwise, nothing really looks off, and now that everything's working, it seems fine. So unsure there.
I got a natural one, so I don't find anything.
Yeah.
I just have a fun time digging in the dirt.
Teddy's digging in the dirt, and then you all were like, but they spawned out of the thing. Okay, Teddy, you could dig in the dirt.
He's like, I found something, and it's like a bulb.
Yeah, it's like a root of going sideways.
It's a potato or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, unfortunately, you do not find anything.
Were these like wisps confirmed, or would they be recognized as something else?
That is not how you have heard wisps react.
Yeah. Just making
They
sure.
seem similar for sure, but definitely not will-o-wisps, whatever these are.
Weird.
Well,
Did he tell us what kind of magic keeps things from entering the pelts? Like, where that comes from? Or, like, if he knows anything about what kind of spell? I can't remember.
Essentially, it's just what the Magitech device is supposed to do. It would be like trying to ask someone, like, what are the inner workings of this really complicated, like, technical device? And he's like, I don't know, it just does. That's what it does. It keeps things out. I don't really know how it works. I just know when it's not working. That's it. So
like looking at the force field, the little fence, the dome, it doesn't ping as abjuration.
No, it pings all as Magitech.
Okay.
It's one of those old guys who has a really like fancy like newest model. Well, doesn't know how it works.
Can
Always
just
bringing
open
in
it.
an apple
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking care of it. I'm really grateful. Oh, hold on. And you see he runs inside and comes back out with like a little pouch. You see there's about 30 gold in there and a little potion. And he said, well, I bought this potion. I was gonna, try to take on whatever was by myself, and then one of my neighbors, she talked me down and said I should get the volunteers to check it out. So I don't have any need of it now, but you can have it. It is, he says, it's a potion of advantage.
Oh. Well, thank you very much. And if you have more problems with it, don't hesitate to let us know.
Definitely.
Do you have a tablet?
No. Sorry, no tablet. But I guess I could always put another letter. I don't even think I got your names. I feel like you got your names over dinner. He's not that kind of guy. You got names over dinner. He'd be like, well, I could just maybe put like to you, your team on the board if something else goes. Okay.
We really need a squad name.
We do have like a mailbox on campus. That's where he's got the letter, right? So
we also have a mailbox at the guest house.
You got so many options for people to give you letters. Yeah.
We'll give him our address.
Yeah, there you go.
I have a mailbox on my forehead.
You see, he kind of like raises his eyes a little bit at the address you give in Ivy Walk, not knowing exactly other than that's where all the rich people live. But yeah, he's like, oh, yes, thank you. Well, I guess I can finally get some sleep, and you all can also get some sleep. So, thank you.
Of course.
Tell Fluffy bye.
I will. I'm sure she's busy hunting, so she probably won't be back for a while. She might hunt now more around the farm now that things have settled down, hopefully.
Tell her thank you for aiding in our investigation.
You see, he has no idea what you're talking about, but he's like, okay, yeah, I'll tell her. All right, well, thank you, and have a good night. And he like kind of does a big sigh, and you see he goes back over to the generator and like starts checking it one last time, just to make sure. But yeah, you all headed back home.
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, a busy evening. You all head back past all the pelts, which is kind of a very pretty walk in this late spring evening, almost early summer. You see a lot of the different pelts are varying shades of kind of blue and light green, showing that they're currently working. You see a lot of other Magitech that, has the different glowing green, blue or red lights. as you walk back past all these fields, back into the through the gate, through Center Market. It is like late on a Saturday evening, so Center Market is kind of bumping with people going to different bars and pubs, people out drinking in the street, just sitting on kind of sidewalks, drinking, park benches, enjoying the weather, enjoying the nice night. But yeah, eventually you all make it back to the villa and can get some rest.
Yay!
I would like to short rest formally.
Yes, you can formally short rest. Everyone else as well.
Can I casually short rest, actually?
Sure. Yeah, you have taken a short rest. And is there any conversations to be had, or people just heading to bed? Anyone having thoughts that they would like to verbalize as we get some sleep?
I think Marigold wants to talk to Teddy before they go to bed. Alone.
I want to ask who's writing the report.
Teddy's like, all right, so who's going to write the report?
Oh.
He did the last one.
And
so
Xanthi
if
did
anyone
one
else
as
wants
well.
A chance to.
Yeah, Xanthi did the one on,
I'll write it.
yeah, Hayes is going to write the report.
Just checking. Just want to make sure it gets done, you know.
Yeah. You got to prove that you did a job.
We're doing our stuff.
You're doing your stuff, exactly. Well, I can't come yell at you. Yeah, you all kind of have that conversation as you're heading back. And yeah, as everyone's getting ready for bed, I guess Marigold probably approaches Hayes and Teddy's room, looking to speak to the young druid.
Yeah, I guess Marigold will like knock on the door or the door frame if it's open. The door's open. Just to get the attention of the people
Hi,
in the room.
Marigold.
Oh, hello, Teddy. Could I talk to you for a minute?
Sure, yes. He'll finish whatever he was working on. And where would you like to chat?
Oh, we could talk outside in the garden.
Sure. He'll, I know you both have dark vision, but he'll cast the light cantrip and give us a nice little, not like the lights we just fought, but like pleasant and nice.
A nice little dull glow of a light.
Little orb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Marigold will lead Teddy out to the garden, kind of near like the plants that they've been working on, I guess, and hopefully Olive's there so they can hang out with Olive too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
You hear some rustling as Olive comes out of a bush somewhere. Comes heading on over.
Yay! Marigold's gonna say,
well, I don't want to presume anything. And I know the circumstances are different, but I know that right now, you're dealing with, I guess, changes to who you are. And, well, I've had to deal with that as well, and it was scary and difficult for me, and I thought that, you know, if it's something that you're not happy about or struggling with, I might be able to give you some advice or some help, since I've had to deal with the same things, but I don't want to presume that you're unhappy with it, but just thought I would offer in the event that you are.
Thank you, Marigold. It's a lot to think about. And my initial response is not one of excitement, I suppose. I mean, I like who I am, and not to be vain, I like the way that I look, and the idea of that changing scares me.
Yeah. I think she, like, kind of, like, plays with her hair a bit, you know, because her appearance has also had a major change one time in her life. Well, I won't say that it's easy, especially with the changes in the way that you look. I feel like, in a sense, I've come to terms with it for myself, but there are definitely still times where I wish that my appearance hadn't changed the way that it did.
What was it like before? Your hair.
And I think she pulls out the little family portrait that she has and like shows Teddy, and it's like this really light blue color with these like little like purpley highlights, and it's still like in the photo or painting. Probably a painting. I just say photo because, you know, we live in the 21st century. It's like it captures like her hair moving, but I feel like there is, because it's not weighed down with like the ink, there's just like a lightness to it. It doesn't look as like weighed down as it does now. Just everything, I guess, about the way she looked back then was like a lot fresher because not dark and inky. So
It was very beautiful.
Thank you. But, I mean, I did mean what I say. The difference in your appearance, you still look nice. I don't know why. I know you said you were vain, but I would hope that people wouldn't think that your appearance was worse off. But either way, I know it's difficult, so I hope that it goes well for you, I guess.
She's like kind of thinking about how the gentleman druid looked, and like how, I guess, based off of what he was talking about, she assumed that his appearance has probably changed a lot since like coming to terms with his ASMR identity. And so I guess she's like, Teddy can get the vibe that she's like hoping that, you know, he's able to find that like comfortable or more comfortable middle ground, that of like kind of accepting those changes but not feeling like he's losing anything.
I'm gonna send the song that's playing for me right now. It's so cute and it's so perfect right now. Screaming a little bit.
Excited.
I think he's just gonna kind of nod. Thank you, Marigold.
Speaking of, well, actually, this is not related to anything we were just talking about. It's something I was thinking about. Fluffy. Very good guard.
What are the creatures called again?
Tressums.
Tressum. Very good guard Tressum. Also very good hunting Tressum. Now, Olive, perfect guard shrub, but we do need to work on her pest control skills. I think that training her in this is the best next course of action for the garden.
I think that sounds like a great idea. We can come up with some drills, maybe? I don't know how one goes about training a shrub duck. He's gonna kind of like tickle under her beak a little bit.
I'm not sure either, but I'm sure that we can figure it out.
I'm sure we will.
And I think Marigold will kind of like continue to talk a little bit about like plans that she has for the garden, like moving the conversation a bit away from what they were talking about, but she doesn't feel like that's a bad thing because she gave Teddy the invite to talk to her if he needs help with like anything. I know I didn't say it because like I kind of spaced in the RP, but when she was talking about that, she was talking about not only like changes in appearance and stuff, but also like the magic and like the weird, you know, transformation and the weird feelings that he has. Like she's also like, hey, you could talk to me about this because I've had to deal with what I imagine are similar things. So just wanted to make sure that that was established.
I love it.
It wasn't specifically referenced in RP. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they plan out some more of the garden, figure out what their summer plants are gonna be.
Is this a connecting bonding moment? Are we
This is a bonding moment. They're having a moment.
They're gonna be trusting each other again soon.
All it takes is a shrub and some weird sparky lights that dance around, and some crazy news that honestly slightly overlooked by everyone. Teddy has god blood in him. What does that mean?
Yeah,
digesting a lot.
Yeah, you know, some things there.
I think Marigold's still digesting that too. She's like, I don't know what god blood is, but I'm glad I don't have any of that. Because I think if I did, that would be really, really bad.
But it's fine
Marigold
for you.
left that part out when talking to Teddy. That's an internal
How
thought.
glad I'm
like my thought process was more of like when Teddy asked about it with Hayes, and then it was like, oh yeah, they're like pale ghosts and they don't see anything. Marigold was like, oh, that's good because they're talking about like lineages and like god blood, and what if me being the Forsaken's child mean that I ended up with the Forsaken's blood? That sounds bad, but I don't, so that's good. Little victories here.
You can't have the Forsaken's blood because that means you can't romance Teddy.
True, we can't be related.
Only one of you can have the Forsaken's blood.
Exactly.
Please, Lucas, whatever you have cooked, don't let any of us be related to each
You
other.
are not related to each other.
Please.
But yeah, you guys have a pretty pleasant chat, and then you're very happy that the next day is Sunday because it was already late by the time you got back from Three Gardens. You also had a party yesterday, an exam this morning, trekked all around Three Gardens, saw...
We're sleeping
had a conversation with a very interesting individual, did a stakeout. It was a crazy full day, real tired, ready for bed. And so with that, are there any things that people would be doing? Otherwise, we might jump ahead to the next... there will be a little time skip period with it ending on the 17th. Which is something that someone has maybe do you want to share?
I was going to share.
Yeah.
What were you going to say first? Okay.
Oh, I just said I also have something that Marigold is doing during this time skip.
Okay.
So I don't have to go first or anything.
Yeah.
Just letting everyone know that. I also have something.
Yeah, so
Cool.
whatever people might be doing. And I think that time skip also puts... What day is it? It would be a long rest starting that morning.
Yeah.
But until then, do not select anything because we still have a few days if you are doing it something. So yeah. But we'll say probably nothing happens the remainder of tonight unless it's super prominent, or will it be Sunday morning?
Not prominent. I was just gonna say like whenever Teddy comes to bed, and is in the same room.
That's where beds are.
Yeah, that's where beds are. The bedroom, if you will. He just gives like yeah, should coin that. As he's getting into bed and she's on her own bed, like across the room. I know it's a lot. I know you've still got things to think about, but if you do decide to do the thing with your dreams, we'll be there for you, however we can.
Thank you.
I know we can't do much, but be there.
I think there's definitely things to be learned. And it would feel, I think, foolish to not take the opportunity. That doesn't necessarily make it any less terrifying.
I can imagine. Really big thing.
I'm very lucky to have this squad, though. So thank
Really
you.
lucky to have you too.
Good night.
It's like the thing where you.
Get all cozy.
That's it.
It's the thing where like you're talking and then someone just has a gap long enough to like let the other person respond, and then you both are just kind of like dozing off. And you're like, wait, nah, okay, we'll talk later.
Yeah.
You're like, that was good. That was okay. The bed is calling. Dreams are calling. Some might say.
I hope not.
At some point, I wanted to do this like sooner. Do the thing that Teddy brought up about going and bringing Shinzo a little sweet treat if he lives currently.
All right. So yeah, we'll pick up. It is Sunday. Sunday morning. Hayes, you are able to go and kind of to the infirmary. You're looking for wherever Shinzo might be, and you see that the kind of he is not at the infirmary, and one of the kind of other healers on duty lets you know that he's been quarantined in one of the kind of rooms at the schoolhouse that isn't used. You're not able to go see him, but they say that you can leave kind of things outside and he's able to get it whenever no one's around.
In that case, leave sweet treat. I was also going to bring him the boutonniere.
Cute.
Marigold went out of her way and made it,
Yeah.
and it was really sweet of her. And even though it's like we are strangers, but
you get a flower. Yeah.
Away. Yeah. Write a little note, little get well card, and then leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And want to tell my friends about my plans for Wednesday.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of the morning able to go there. Sad you don't get to see Shinzo, but that means Shinzo's still alive, so that's a plus.
I'm like, if you're gonna do the whole, he's not here because he's been discharged, I would cry.
No, unfortunately, he's still very ill and quarantined, but not dead. But yeah, so with that, you come back kind of to the rest of your housemates, chilling, taking a bit of a like Sunday to get ready for the week.
Is making something in the kitchen, like a little. You can see she's putting together this like. It's not for y'all.
Who do you think it's for?
It's so
She's
cute of
putting
her.
together like a little like picnic basket with like afternoon tea type treats and like making like tea and stuff, and she's getting something all ready. She might let you try one thing. Maybe.
But yeah,
Is she gonna go
I'd
on
say-
a picnic date with Darius?
maybe. You're able to see your group there, Hayes, and have a conversation. Bunch of yapping.
All right. We're yapping. Little family meeting.
Mhm.
Oh, hang on, my leg's falling asleep. I can't sit normally. Once everyone's in the immediate vicinity. Okay, didn't mean to like keep anything, but I got another note, but it's not from anyone I recognize the handwriting from. So I don't, but you're gonna pass it around. Come here to me in my photos, please. Albums, favorites, this guy, show, no, add, send. They got it. I want to go. The only thing is that it's during school hours while we have class. I'm going to talk to the lieutenant about it, but it's not going to be a big deal.
Who gave you this note?
I don't know. I found it in my pocket.
After the dust market.
After the dusk market.
Is there well, should you go alone? I mean, I would suggest that one of us
Don't want to pull you out of class, though.
But what if this person is dangerous? I think your safety and well-being is more important than a day of class.
I mean, they slipped the note in my pocket without me noticing. If they were dangerous enough, they would have already done something, right?
I mean, maybe, but they might not have wanted to cause a fuss in a public place. Which I guess Halden Plaza is also a public place.
It's very public.
Well, I mean, if you want to go alone, I won't stop you.
Marigold is gonna eye Teddy. I want to like subtly communicate with him, if that's possible.
Turn into a rat.
Yeah.
No. Marigold isn't saying rat, but she's more like she's trying to allude, like, you know, that time you followed me as a cat.
Yeah. Give me. I'd say, Teddy, you do see Marigold kind of look at you. Give me an insight check to try to see if you can vibe pick up what she's putting down.
Sure. 15.
15. Yeah, you get that following Hayes. Hayes should not go by themselves. That is something you were very adamant about with Marigold going off somewhere. So you see what she's trying to hint at.
Can I roll to see if I see that this is happening?
Yeah, can I also?
Sure, yeah.
What do I need to roll something?
Are you trying
subtle
to?
about it? I'm trying to be sneaky.
Yeah.
Sleight of face.
Sleight a hand. Sleight a hand for you.
Okay. Ooh. That is a 19.
19.
Sleight of hand for me.
So.
Is that insight?
Yeah, yours would
or
be
perception?
insight. Yours would be insight.
5.
Because, like, it's fine. You can see Marigold looking at Teddy, but if you don't know why, then it's just like, okay, they're just
That's so true.
looking at Teddy. What's your insight?
That's so true. 5.
No.
I also got a 19.
19. Okay. Yeah, so with that, you get that there is a message that Teddy and Marigold are, like, sending back and forth. I don't know if you get the full context of it because it's not for you. It's for Teddy, but you get that they are plotting something, apparently.
Crazy. Crazy.
Well, if you would like to go alone, I'm not going to stop you, or, of course you can bring someone, but...
it's not that I don't want company. I don't think I need it. It's a school day. I want to...
Your priorities are out of line.
Okay, can I just say something? Are we a team or aren't we? Because this is really, like... secrets and secrets and secrets. And she gestures to all of you. And she's like, I am so tired of it. Like, I know that we're just getting to know each other, and we haven't been a team or friends all that long, but, like, this is not my experience with, like, friendship. Like, we need to be honest with each other. Is that so much to expect?
I don't think there's any
No.
dishonesty happening. I mean, Hayes has shared with us what they've received, and
Just don't want to make my problems yours, bring you into anything. But
No.
I would like company. If it doesn't inconvenience anyone.
It's not an inconvenience. I think everyone is saying that we want to be here for each other. So, like, let's just do that.
Okay.
You know, I can have Lotus go to class for us and take notes.
Do we have
Can
to,
he
like,
take notes?
I've been taking notes. Have you not been?
No, can Lotus take notes?
Oh,
Well, Lotus is, you know, a very intelligent fish. I'm sure we can figure it out.
His is about the whole olive mind, voice mind thought thing, right?
the what thing? Yeah.
But she understands and can record.
We also have friends in the class. Jaden and the rest of his cohort are there.
people
Yeah,
miss
definitely
class
get
sometimes,
notes
right?
from Katsuli
I'm
and
like,
Boz. I'm sure their
Jaden?
notes are great. Hey, Jaden, he'll take notes. Katsuli and Boz, they probably just draw like fucking
Every time we talk
tic-tac-toe.
to Jaden,
Russell probably would.
every time we talk to Jaden after an exam, he's like, "Oh my god, that was so hard. I didn't get anything right."
Look, he's trying his best, okay?
Yeah.
He's not gifted with being the
Test
protagonist.
anxiety is real.
Ugh, you know?
Yeah, like, not always full, right? Like, people have missed class before. It's not always like
Yeah, Marigold when she disappeared for a day.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Yeah. Everyone else,
so, like,
unless they're like really sick, it's like you go to class. You're
can't
here.
get sick on the paladin.
Yeah, that sucks. Really sick or injured. No. So far, the only people who have missed classes, like you, and then Jaden missed class when he got fucked up, like the first week. He got by.
Did I get in trouble for missing class that one time though?
No.
right?
Yeah.
Didn't
I think it's fine.
We could
mean,
potentially, if you're open to troubleshooting, if we were to take a job posting and be occupied with that during class that day, or perhaps get a letter of excusal, maybe from Salehi, who could, you know, I'm just thinking ways where we can.
Yeah, I was thinking, just telling Lialia straight up, hey, I will be in class this day, but I just need to leave for like a short moment. Anything I can do to make that up, I'll do.
What are you gonna say if she asks why?
I'm not sure. Thought about it.
Could you say you're following like a lead or something? I mean,
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking about maybe telling her a little bit about the blackmail, but not telling her why. Telling her why it's so important that I don't miss out on any volunteer work or any commitment to the Force, which would include staying in class.
If you're comfortable telling Yalia that, then I think it's a good idea.
Don't really have any others. Don't want to lie any more than I already have.
I mean, I figure if the only other excuse is being injured, while that is probably plausible for our group, being injured enough that we can't go to class, probably don't want to worry her, so
Yeah.
just...
I don't know if she would be worried, though.
About us being so injured we can't go to class.
Would worry about that. She's pretty worried about our well-being.
He seems invested in us staying alive, so I would think that that would be worrisome. So maybe just leveling with her that we're following a lead and that we'll have to miss part of class. I mean, it's for a good cause, and
maybe if she doesn't want, if she has any protests, maybe one of us could stay behind and take notes, and that way we could kind of make it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna be as honest as I can. Okay. Guess that's that.
Yeah. You have made a plan for the 17th to be as honest as you can, have some of the group go with you, maybe some stay behind for note-taking, whatever it is. You're hoping that this meeting should theoretically not take very long, and you can be back in class in short order. Yeah.
Who is my most valuable companion?
Who are you going to bring with you?
Who's your best friend?
Yeah, choose a best.
Who's your favorite friend? Just kidding.
Roll for it.
No.
Roll initiative.
Who,
Fight.
who would be best
Fight
to
to
go
the
on
death for
a
it.
stealthy? Who's the best to go on a stealthy mission?
Well, that's true. Could be. No offense, Xanthi, but Tinny or Marigold.
But yeah.
And
so,
Xanthi's a big nerd about schools anyway, so she likes the smart stuff.
Xanthi probably does take some of the best notes.
I'm sure that hers are like color coded.
yeah.
Immaculate.
she's got so many
I think
pens.
Marigold doesn't take notes. I feel like she just looks at Xanthi's notes when I get back to the room.
Aww.
Xanthi just knows Marigold's been studying because there's a few splotches of like ink that are on the edges. Yeah. But yeah. All right. Well, anything else that people are doing?
Yes, picnic!
Yeah.
Marigold, in the afternoon after this conversation, gathers her picnic basket and the tea and goes to Xarrues' front door and knocks on the door.
Yeah. You see that accustomed to you going up to Xarrues' front door, you see Olive come waddling over, see if she can get any treats or attention from Xarrues. And after a few moments, you see that Xarrues kind of opens the door, wearing some really long, baggy, like wide leg black pants, and a kind of shorter sleeve black shirt for the hotter weather. And you see he is, the tiefling does look a little rougher than usual, pretty kind of dark circles under his eyes, sickly as he is. But you see he goes, Marigold, hello, how are you?
Good. I was wondering if you wanted to take tea with me in the garden this afternoon.
Oh, yes, that would be lovely. And he's like, hello, Olive. Just get a little scritch. Olive shakes happily. But yeah, Xarrues kind of lets you step back from the door and head around to the garden. You all are able to find kind of a nice spot in the garden near some blooming bushes, trees, shrubs. What are they called? Yeah, shrubs. Some nice black roses. I don't know the season of roses, but spring sounds right. It's fantasy. Fantasy roses.
I don't know if they're spring, but
they are in this world.
I think it fits.
Yeah.
I think roses
Black
are
ones
year-round,
specifically.
Yeah.
but it sounds like.
Yeah. And yeah, you were able to kind of settle down for a picnic. What did you pack in the picnic?
I was thinking little so they have tea, probably little like cookies, like small little like finger food, like cookies, and like maybe those little like finger sandwiches. I don't know if people usually have it like tea. I should have like looked this up, but I don't know. I feel like cookies and like little cookies and
Yeah, little
sandwiches.
cucumber sandwiches.
little like snacky things, like
Yeah.
very cute.
Yeah.
And like I think they're probably just hanging out. They've hung out like a few times, so either like
Yeah.
like talking about stuff that they're. I don't know.
Talking about the garden.
at
Favorite
some
topic
point-
of this household, the garden.
Yeah, really,
Thank God for the
really.
garden. What else would you all talk to each other about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But like after a while, she says,
I know that we both found that Crusher's forwardness is very refreshing, and I thought that it would be interesting, or a good thing, I guess, to be more forward with each other. I was wondering if it would be okay if I asked you a question and you answered truthfully, and you could do the same to me.
Oh, sure. Yes. I don't see why not.
okay. Marigold takes a deep breath and then says,
When we first met, and we're talking about you being our sponsor, I could tell that you had another intention in mind besides what you told us for your reasons for becoming a sponsor, and I want to know what that is.
You can see that he kind of takes a moment and looks off and looks back as like, well, I do not know how much longer this body will keep working, and I wanted my family to be remembered for doing something positive, as I am the last living in a way of the Malraki line. So
I think if he lets her, she'll like take his hands and like look him in the eye and say,
Well, we can definitely make sure that happens.
I'm glad. And it has been nice to make friends and not be alone. It can be easy to get caught up in your head about things when there's no one to talk to.
Of course. I'm glad that you've gotten to make friends too. It's been really nice getting to know you.
You as well. And I am sorry if that answer was a bit more depressing than you were hoping.
Oh, oh shoot, I don't know what to say.
That's probably valid.
Yeah.
Yeah. She tries to say something and is like, yeah.
It's okay. I'm sure it will all work out.
I feel like she kind of like brushes off what he says, like trying to like move past it really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's like a specific thing, and then I forgot it because I like didn't know how to respond, and then my brain went phew.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she like brushes that off like kind of quickly, as if she's intentionally trying to like move on as quickly as possible from this like really sad and depressing news. Like she doesn't want to think about it. And I think she like squeezes his hands a little bit tighter. And I feel like I should let you all into the internal Marigold world for a second.
Ooh.
Open the
There
door.
is no way in hell she is letting this man die.
Take that off immediately.
Yeah.
It's actually
not-
a glass
not her
door
watch.
and everyone saw it.
Okay, just making sure in case someone,
Had
wasn't
some
paying
thoughts.
attention.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, Xarrues isn't gonna die.
He already did.
He's not gonna die again. His body will last, or we'll get him a new one.
There you go.
Yes.
Robot Xarrues could be
I
so
was gonna
cool.
say robot boyfriend.
But yeah, he holds your hands, and for once, there's someone whose hands are just as cold as yours.
Oh.
I don't think Marigold really notices.
No, because it's like when you put your hand into like water that is exactly body temperature, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
did I actually? Like, you can't tell because it's so similar. But he kind of looks for a second. He's like, well, I guess I've noticed that it seems a lot of people have different reasons why they join the volunteers, and I can't help but know that your mother is in the volunteers. Is that the reason you joined, or family legacy?
It's more complicated than that. Well, when I was younger, I didn't used to always be this way. And I had a twin, and she went missing at the same time that this happened.
And she like kind of just gestures to herself.
Yeah.
And my mom, she went missing looking for her. So I wanted to join, well, because of my mom and because my sister always wanted to do this, but also because I want to find them. I'm sorry that reason is more depressing. than you might have thought.
What happened with your sister?
I don't know. There was this merge. It wasn't like any... Well, I don't even know if it was a merge. But everything went black and white, and the next thing I know, I woke up and she was gone. Apparently, I'd been missing for hours. And I think I might have a clue about where she could be, but it's nothing concrete. I saw her in the ocean, and it sounds like she's trapped in some kind of void.
That is certainly a lot to deal with.
Yeah, but I know she's still out there, and I'm gonna find her.
And your mom?
Well, I have even fewer leads on what happened to her, but I'm hoping that she's out there looking for my sister, so if I follow my sister's trail, hopefully my mom did the same, and I'll find her on the way.
You see he kind of squeezes your hand back, and he's like, I wish you luck in finding your family.
Thank you. I think she's gonna to try to I don't know if this makes it lighter or not, but I think she is also going to show Xarrues the family portrait. Show him our family.
Yeah. You see that after kind of you show that, you see he kind of thinks for a second. It's like, would you like to see my family portrait?
Oh, yes, I would love to.
Come. And he stands up, because it's a big one, because he's rich. It's going to be hanging on a wall somewhere, because that's got to be it. Yeah. And he kind of, you see Olive is now eating, and by eating, we just don't know if she eats or not, but she's eating the sandwiches that are out as you all get up from the picnic. She kind of wanders over and is pretending to be a duck. She's in her duck era, not her shrub era.
Yes.
And as you kind of follow Xarrues, you see kind of further into the house where you all have not been. You've only been in that main sitting area, and then the hallway and upstairs. You see kind of more into the first floor. You see a lot of really dusty boxes and shelves of things, kind of scrolls of paper, maps, a lot of different things, kind of all left with a pretty decent layer of dust, except for a center path where you can see Xarrues has probably walked. And you see a picture on the wall of kind of another seating area, because rich people got to have 5 different living rooms. This one, all the kind of drapes are still over all the furniture, as people do when people have passed and they're not using the rooms. And you can see the picture. You see a very young Xarrues, maybe kind of 12 or 13 years old, looking pretty similar, except much more lively than he looks now. You see kind of deep red skin, the horns, the kind of a lot of curly hair. Sarah's a little longer when he was younger. And he's standing, and on either side of him, you see 2 other tieflings, one kind of with like deep charcoal skin, a older, very broad individual, kind of the exact same kind of goatee pattern that Xarrues has, with kind of the kind of golden eyes that Xarrues has, and then on the other side, kind of a lightly red female, very sharp, angular features. She looks like extremely focused and intense in this picture. And you can see they're both wearing, while nice clothes, they are definitely like clothes that would be more for like adventuring, you know, boots, pants, a little bit of leather armor, stuff that would be useful if you were going to be out and about. And you see underneath the photo, kind of marking a year that would put it whenever Xarrues was 13. I don't want to do the math, it's late. But you see it says Lady Petra Malraki and Lord Vit Malraki, and then with son Xarrues Malraki.
Aww.
And
I think
yeah, I would say actually there's Xarrues' full name, with his middle name, Xarrues Laos Malraki, Laos, with a, I'll put it in the chat because it's, but yeah, you see hit the picture, and Xarrues kind of stands and there and lets you take in the picture for a second, and then he goes, sometimes it's painful to see the past, but also nice to remember that it happened.
I think she's gonna squeeze his hand and say, I know how you feel.
As you all kind of stand there for a second, you see that Xarrues kind of sways a little bit, and then is like, I don't wish to cut our time short, but I am still feeling quite drained from the other night, and I think it might be good for me to rest a bit more, but thank you for the picnic and the openness. It was nice.
It was nice. Do you need any help with anything before I go, or?
No, I think I will be all right. Thank you.
Have a good rest, she says, and then we'll head out of the villa.
See, Olive is eating grapes. I don't know, deep in whatever you've packed in that picnic. She's enjoying the picnic basket.
Olive, that's very good, but we need to focus on, what if, as part of training, pest picnic? Yes.
You make a
I will
note.
talk to Teddy about it.
Yeah.
Just planning a pest picnic for Olive is now on the to-do list of things to do before the 17th.
Yep.
And she will pack up a picnic and, with Olive in tow, head back to the guest house.
All right. And I think with that, we will end tonight's session, picking up next time with the kind of time skip to the 17th. And important to note that shortly after the 17th is the solstice and a birthday. So, important. 2 birthdays, but one the next week. So, a few birthdays incoming. But yeah, very
Wow.
nice.